everybody. How are we doing this fine midweek evening? So just first out, some apologies for missing the previous stream. Basically family personal issues, not going to go into it. You will not hear anything. But here we are, we're good to go. We have another couple of casts lined up, another few more games, and we are ready. And quite frankly, good to go. Okay, yeah. So anyway, some games lined up. A few casts happening to games later tonight if the boys show up again. Obviously, we do rely on those fellas to have a pleasant evening of faffing about. But anyway, without further ado, game number 1, and if we switch on over to our main actual stream, and we can get into it. Okay, looking good, and let's go. So cast number 1 today, we actually have, it is a 1v1 match, a couple of guys having a go at each other, and it's going down on a map I have not seen recently. It's Ganges. So this is actually a ladder match between these two guys. You can see it is individual rating, so down to the single digit. That means it's a 1 versus 1 ladder match. The map is the Ganges Chasma. It is a 5x5 map, and these guys are, you say they're average rating, but these days, good evening, Alteason. Nice to see you. You're on early. How you doing, mate? Nice to see you. But anyway, these two guys, they are in the bottom corner. We have Endemic is Seraphim. He's gone self beside the blue colour, winning his first name factory, and his opponent today is Arumukun. Arumukun is UEF opening air first. A curious decision, but that is the decision he's made, and he's sticking with it. Anyhow, so a small map, still a reasonable amount of reclaims. So all around these spots, you have rocks everywhere. So you sort of want to consider getting engines down into the lower pit. Just to grab up all of this, there is just over 7,000 in total, and you can see just in this spot here, that's a T2 mix worth of mass. Yeah, T2 mix worth of mass. Say that friggin' 5 times fast. Mauser. Alright, so because he went air factory first, this actually does not give Rumicon enough energy in his pool to build 4 mix hydro. He has to go 3 mix hydro in order to stop mass stall. So he knows the build. He knows what he's doing in regards to that. So you see that it is going to finish time. He has plenty of E left, so he's going to stall in there. We check over an Endemic, and he has gone the traditional 4 land 4 mix hydro, and he's actually got it up a lot faster than Aruma. So first lane air factory, not necessarily the best choice in a ladder match. First lane is always a good option. It uses less power, so if we just have a look at that just to explain why. So when you build a land factory, you're using 240 mass and 2100 power. You build an air factory, you do use less mass, but you use a lot more power, and your starting pool of mass versus power is very important, and it's much quicker to get the land factory down and into the hydro, just because of the extra energy expenditure. Radio, and away we go. First air scout out for Rumicon, so he's having a look, wants to know what he's getting into, and a bomber. So it was a delayed bomber drop, and maybe he can get something out, but he's taken so long. It has actually let Endemic get out a land factory and an air factory, and the bomber should be on the way now, but that's going to be a bomber out for Endemic as well, actually. So he's grabbed himself up there. Second land factory is just about to finish, so he's well ahead when it comes to this opening build order. And I'm getting a bit more effort on there, and that is an interceptor coming out, I'd imagine. Bomb comes over. Does it actually have a target? It does. I hear the bombs ahoy. It's going to pick up engine, and maybe it's going to be able to... No, it's not going to get much done. There is interceptor in the region is going to take that bomber down on its next pass. Unfortunate, because without the interceptor, there could have been... The mix is down, but 2 engines out now, and that's going to be fine. The corresponding bomber is out for Endemic. It's coming over this way. We're going to find ourselves an engineer way out in the bops. Going to miss. No, it's not. Just must be the edge of the bomb radius. Still a dead engineer. Alright, and we mentioned that reclaim, and you see that Rumicon he's focusing on the big rocks. Doesn't necessarily need to. These small rocks are all in a close proximity, and they would actually do just as good taking it down, but Engineer is going to be knocked off by these guys moving around. Still, he's grabbed a whole bunch. There we go. So yeah, the big rocks might be worth 75, but then again, just a few of those rocks picked up and you'll be fine. Shadows moving across, and we see it is from these guys. They're wandering up towards, just trying to find a random engineer to kill, so trying to keep a Rimukun out of the expansion game via a couple of units and the bomber that killed that one over there. And we have Inceptors chasing a scout. That's always hilarious. Fish moly. I'll take your word for that. I have no idea what. Of course, you're doing it. And I can't see it because I have all that stuff turned off on my end of the stream. So, sorry about that. I can't see the fish moly icon. Amusement to be had. This engineer is getting himself more reclaim. Coming back up this way, going to grab the big rocks again. And maybe I can get away with that, but actually going to get away with that quite handily. These guys are in the wrong corner, although I think they're moving up. Yes, they are. No, moving to the middle. That's a patrol from the scout. Still being chased by Inceptors. It's taken a pot shot from something, but it survives. Still got another bomber sitting over here, so fourth lane factory coming out for Endemic. He's got 3 already. Fourth, fifth, 6 is planned. We check out on this side. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 for Rimukun, so he's going to be behind on the land production. He's also behind in the mass production. So we have a look at that, and the reason for this is because I don't know actually. There we go. These extra mixes on the side have been picked up by Endemic. Does he have any T2 mixes? Nope, they're all T1. He's just got a bunch of them. Could be that to Aruna, who has only these ones in space. So yeah, being much more expansionistic, but the mass is very similar because Rimukun has been very busy on the reclaim with the engineers down in the middle here picking things up. Has a run by of a couple of tanks, just going to knock out that mass extractor there, and once they've dealt with that, they'll be able to deal with the single tham that's coming their way. And deal with it they will, although they won't be able to deal with the next 2 thams coming along, who are more than likely going to kill them, have being fresh and no damage. Checking out the right hand side though, a bit of push coming out from Aruna, and he's managed to meet a few thams over here, coming in one by one. It's never a great idea though, gives the advantage to your opponent who is firing all at once and going to lose that battle actually. So he went from having extra forces to having fewer just because of the way they were lined up trying to do that. Striker goes down, just managed to kill off a tham, but losing those other 2 as well at the same time, so net loss there for Aruna. Endemic, and he's actually caught up on the mass production because he has a T2 mix right there. So a T2 mix in place for Aruna, and he could slap down another mass storage, might get it up just a little bit further. He's just about finished a second mix upgrade, so he has been busy with doing that in space. We have a check down here, and Endemic is sticking to the T1, no upgrades there at all. No tech on the ground either, so all sticking with T1 tech for Aruna at this stage. In the middle we see a small band from Aruna is taken out, took out an engineer, took out a scout, took out a defending tham perhaps. Either way, they're in there, they did some damage and they can now kill off there. Another push down the right from Aruna, he's got more units again, no Lobos in this, so it's all just T1 tanks. Bombers overhead though, they're going to do some nasty things to these poor guys. If they got their pass correct, which they didn't, they could split their bombs and cause much more damage. There is some anti-air coming, but it's all the way back here. It's going to be a while before that arrives. Maybe he can lure the bombers in if he gets these guys moving. They're bombing the same targets, but they kill 4 at once with a single bomb. After the first one softened it up, and here goes the archer trying to get some damage into these guys. Going to take some time to whittle down their health, and not going to do so great. There is a... Oh no, gone the wrong way. Oh dear. They could have saved this engineer had they moved down. Is it going to survive? A couple more shots, they're going to get in range in time? No, they're not. Engineer dies with a factory almost completed. A good catch from Aruna just to delay that even further. And we see the archer is out trying to get himself killed. Does knock down one of the bombers, tries to knock down the other. He's gonna get it and gonna survive as well. There is a striker literally between him and the attacking tham, so Archer stays alive after attacking the bombers, but that force has been whittled down very hugely from that rating overhead. Up here we see more factories going up, we see a point defense going up, and we see reclaim just waiting to be gobbled up. Get your engineers, get your reclaim, and yeah, you're going to want to do that. Look at that, right on your doorstep, right in front of you. We're so good at getting the reclaim down here, but you're not good at getting the reclaim in your base. What was that? I don't know. Don't see any tech on the ground. Nobody's moved to T2 land anywhere, or T2 air. This is all just still T1 spam coming out. And same over here. Do we have any tech shift? Well, nope, that's looking like all T1, but there's a lot of it. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 factories for Endemic versus the 4, 5 for Aruma. So he's out producing them by a huge margin. Also does have more eco coming in because of the, I was going to say, but never mind, T2 Max upgrade done for Aruma, and if he goes and rings those, they will be much more effective. So he's going for another upgrade there. Right, have a look at the unit count, and it is a 2/3 blue map. Endemic rolling around with 50 THAMs, and Aruma has a mere 23, so he has half the tanks of Endemic. He also does not have the radar, although I suspect that's due to something else. Oh, there's a radar down there, and there's a radar there, so Endemic has some pretty good coverage, whilst Aruma only has that one. He's going to want to try and extend that, because at the moment this is looking like it could be a, well, no, it should be okay. There's a few tanks helping defend, and there is of course a point defense as well, so no RT in that group. It's not going to last much longer if it pushes up. Was a small push through the mid from Aruma, but they gets absolutely munted by all of these guys plus the commander. And now they're moving down the right, and actually gotten pretty far, and they could go just a little bit further. They could take out the mass extractor. The Lobos could sit on the edge of the cliff here and kill off the factory if he knew it was there, which well he does. Maybe because the Lobo shot at it, but either way he knows it's there, and these guys aren't going to get much more traction. There's far too many units here, and there's a bomber overhead as well, so they will get promptly stomped out of it. Okay, push up the middle. Got a few units coming from Endemic, and Aruma goes for a gun upgrade. So wanting to get a bit more firepower on the ground from his commander, has put up a 6th factory. So he's got 3 on each side plus an air factory behind. Compare that still to just a 9. So Endemic has not built any more factories. He does have 2 down in the gaps, but I think those are just going to be more for, no, they are unit production. I thought maybe they spit us some NGs to grab some of this reclaim. Still quite a bit to be had down on the bottom side, and now a push on the right from Endemic has got units coming on up, and Aruma does not have enough to repel all of this. If he gets into a decent firing line, he might do okay if they swaddle on in one by one, which it looks like they may do. See, we got a decent firing line from there, and you can see just how effective that is. Kills off enemy units before they get too many shots away, and that is actually going to help him immensely, holding that. A couple of bombers out as well. It's going to help even further. Get some napalm down there, kill off some units, do some extra damage, and reinforcements coming out all the time. But we have a push on the left and the middle as well from Endemic. Honestly, the right side is looking weaker. I would probably push up there. Bomb comes into the middle though, drops his bombs down, does some damage, but then gets wiped by this air wing from Endemic. But gun upgrade is complete for Aruma, and he immediately throws down an anti-air turret. I guess I would leave that to the engineer and move off to the right, which is exactly what he's doing. Going to get his commander over here, going to get that gun upgraded com to help assist murder all of this, because he needs the help. Right now these guys could run on past and do a whole lot of damage. Bomber does come in, kills off the radar, but gets knocked out of the sky. Radar, of course, now he has no vision, doesn't know what else might be coming, wants to rebuild that radar quick as possible. I'll probably use that engineer to finish that and do another one. Maybe even he could think about popping down a T2 radar. He has plenty of power, and now he's trying to get power storage so he can start rocking that overcharge. You got the gun com, you want to rock the overcharge. Keep moving. Gonna be a single THAM. Nope, not gonna get anywhere. I reckon he has the power for a T2 radar, and a T2 radar will give huge amounts of coverage. Alright, let's check for tech. No upgrades. Oh, there we go. There's a T2 upgrade on the way for Endemic, so that's 40% done. He is going for that. No upgrades on mass extractors yet. So he might have a lot more territory, might control more of the map, and he has more mass extractors, but because Aruma has grabbed T2 mass extractors in his base, he is actually looking pretty even on the eco side of things. Got a single Zui down here having a go at this max extractor. It's going to go down. Fortunately, it was only T1. There's a corresponding Lobo ready to throw some shells out. Where are they coming from? I don't know what those are. Maybe they went off the edge of the map and they're just falling forever. I have seen that happen. Okay. Up here, small defending force pushing out. Going to take out some of Endemic's units there. And an 8th factory. So Aruma has just been gradually expanding his build power. Has he got any tech coming out? Or T2 air actually, so that's 60% done on the factory there. He could be able to get some T2 out of that. That would be quite nasty. Gunships would be fairly brutal, but we do know that's a sizable push up the top though. There is RC in the mix this time around, so that point defense has got issues should they move on in. Units are gathering up behind it for Aruma. He wants to try and just keep it solid there. Commander's down on the right, taking care of this force quite easily. Just going to blap them off one by one and take a bit of a tickle damage before he falls back on there. But topside and the point defense is down, so the Zuis have done their thing, but they are up front without their tank escorts and are going to get wiped by strikers moving in, and they're just going to lay some ground rules about why they shouldn't be pushed that far forward. Alright, another harassing bomber on the way from Endemic. Maybe turn it back, maybe look at what it can do. Alright, in here, mass extractor has been revealed. There is a radar back here, and T2 engineers are coming off the line for Aruma. So his tech is out. We have a T2 pigeon on the way for Endemic. He's got engineers out already and working on that. Do we see the same here? Well, that's the engineer. Where's it going? I don't know. Going to do some reclaim, because why not? There's another T2 mass extractor on the way and plenty of power storage, but one of these goes up, they all go up because they're extremely volatile. They make with the exploding quite well. Small push on the right, just down from Aruma. Just wants to knock off that mass extractor. Doesn't want to let Endemic keep it, but in quite honesty, he has some ground issues. In particular, the fact that he's only got 17 tanks compared to the 105 for Endemic. So Endemic is miles ahead on the ground forces. All the Aruma's got going for him is a small group up here, which has died off slowly to Zui fire, a gun commander, and that's really about it. Has some T3 engineers. I'm not sure what they're planning to do. Looks like a point defense actually. That is a triad. So we're going to get up some PD, which may, well, okay, not may, he's going to need it. He's going to need to build it up. Just a kind of probing Zuis up the top here. They're just killing off units that are sitting still because, you know, that's what happens when your units sit still. They die. Commander comes on in though. He's had enough of that, and that will be the end of the Zuis loitering around, because I believe the commander is enough range to knock them off in one shot as well. And that should stop their marauding numbers. Group in the middle is moving up. Got a few units here that are going to maybe get caught by surprise. No, they drop back. Interesting decision, not sure. Okay, because of the moving response there. Alright, Arumacon's comm is up on the front and is busy shooting the ground because, as we say, fuck the ground. The ground is horrible. The ground is nasty. Kill the ground. It does get a single shot through though onto one of them, and might as well fall back there, not doing any good, just going to be soaking up damage from the Zuis for free, doing nothing. Bombers incoming, and what are they going to be going for? Well, that's a good question. There's no anti-air on the ground, there's a single point there, but it's going for the power, and well, he can ill afford to lose that, because he doesn't have much. Reasonable on the incoming, he can a couple more, won't be the end of the world, but he's launching it pretty close, and That's not so good. Though these ones do survive, he's only lost 4 in total, so not quite as awful as it could have been. And there's a push up the middle from Endemic, a whole bunch of T1 units though. They're only T1, and we have some Janus overhead. They're going to help thin out the numbers quite happily. There, where is the air wing from Endemic? There they are. Alright, they're going to be a bit late to the party. Going to let this Janus get another. Oh, that would be brilliant. There's going to be a lot of damage. Look at all of that. All the napalm. It has itself 13 kills. 15 kills before it gets taken down by interceptors. But still, that was a glorious napalm right there. And that turned the tide of that battle right away. Absolutely brilliant. Alright, so we have Triads in the base, ready to have a shot at units, but I do not think that's a good spot to have them, because they have been busy shooting at the ground, because, as we say, fuck the ground. They really need to be built further up like that. And it's actually a better spot that up on the ridge they'll be able to use their full range of attack instead of this kind of thing, which is not so good, but that helps repel the attack down here. We can see Endemic is on an upgrade on this comm. Grabbing T2, and okay. Precision, maybe he plans to build and do a bit of a PD creep over that way. Nobody knows. Ilshivas are coming up for Endemic. He has his T2 power. And still sticking with the T1 air, just getting some assistance on that. Going to make much more interceptors as he needs. Right, units up here have been, thought they'd push up a little bit, have changed their mind and are walking away. In comes another Janus. We're going to see another napalm story, and oh my word, are we what? One pass. Is that 18 kills, one pass? Is it really? That is a lot of damage. Lesson for you folks, don't clump units. Doesn't get another pass off, well, kills radar. No, it doesn't even do that, because it gets killed mid-bomb drop. But nonetheless, that is an incredibly effective Janus against T1 units. They absolutely demolish them. Another one going out. Is he going for the radar? Looks like he is. Beeline certainly heading that way. There go the bombs. Bombs out, Indy's out, and Janus is going to go down to that. No getting away from that large swarm. And really, right, T2 and pop down the shield gen first off because he is worried about something. I'm guessing air, because that looks like a flak going up straight afterwards, if I am looking at the silhouette correctly. Give it a few seconds, we'll know. Yep, flak. So it does want the Janus to get his comm, doesn't need to worry, there is no actual air. Any kind of air snipe being attempted, it is just more Janus, and pop down a couple of T2 power because he needs it. Alright, T1 PD back up, T2 PD back here. Not so bad at this way. The ground is pretty flat, so those Triads won't do so awful when they're shooting off in this direction. We just see these three built here. They're going to help hold the middle section. They're also going to help hold the left-hand side. Sorry, their left, our right. They can fire over this way to help do damage to any forces hidden this way, which I suspect he's going to need. Checking out the units at the top, and it's not a small army. I think it's going to struggle. And Janus out again, killing off a... Honestly, you could use T1 bombers for that. If you just want to knock out radar, just use T1 bombers. They'll get the job done, and you won't lose Janus to that kind of thing. So I think that's a bit of a waste. On the right-hand side, and the counter push coming from Endemic, so Rumor came down with some units. Endemic said, I don't like you doing that. And he's now pushing back with some T2, so Ilshivas in the mix, of course, and they are having a go at everything else. Now then, we have had a T2 shift for Aruma as well. It's a flak coming off, actually a bunch of flak coming off, so he is worried about air. I'm not sure why. Maybe because he doesn't have the air game, because he's been building Janus instead of interceptors. And here we go. So you can see these Triads have... Oh, okay, these ones actually aren't doing bad at range. The shells are dropping over. So I take that back. I thought they'd be hitting the ground a lot more, and I presume as the units get closer they will. However, that is a lot. A lot of Triads. And it's going to actually wipe out these forces. So it was a huge push in from Endemic, but so much PD that these are getting absolutely smashed. And throwing some Janus, dropping in their napalm, and there's not going to be a lot left of those forces, as well as a push on the other side. So Endemic has gone in a big way. wanting to try and make a dent into Irumkon's base, but I don't think it's going to come to much. The addition of the Trias back here along with the units to help slow these guys down, and that was a spectacular failure. There was just so much that did not work with that push, and now he's just dumped a whole load of mass in Irumkon's base. But having said that, if we check out the eco situation, and well, Endemic is well ahead now. His actual income is true 60, so he's not getting reclaim on that, while the rumor is at 37. And we see Endemic is upgraded T2 mixes here, there and everywhere. He's doing the whole ring with mass storage, but he's a little light on the power, so he's just grabbing some more of that. Probably because of the shield over here. Okay, radar in the middle. Still popping out the T2 Ilshivers. Alrighty, T3 upgrade on the way for Rumikon, and that is 20% done, so he's quite happily going with that. He's going to be pushing to have T3 production when he has that little mass income. Really wants to ring these mixes with mass storage, ring the mass extractors with the storage, and that will improve their inputs. So you see here, one without any kind of items surrounding it gives a +6 mass income. If you ring them with mass storage fully, +9, so you're increasing your mass income by 50%. So the ideal thing to do when upgrading mixers, do your T1, go to T2, then ring them, then go to T3. Somebody's done the math, not me. I couldn't be bothered doing the math on that, and that is the most efficient way to upgrade. So from T1 to T2, then ring them, then go to T3. If you have mass in the bank, you can Control K, destroy the T2 mass extractor and build a T3 on top of it. And you need to do that within, I think it's like 90 seconds for it to be more effective than upgrading the T2 mass extractor. It has to do with a reclaim of getting built. Anyway, T3 is also on the way for Endemic. That is 40% done, just about. And he's got assistance on that, so it's actually going to occur sooner than what Rumikon has got. Alright, push coming out on the north side. It is all basically all T1 though. Not going to get a huge amount done. Maybe kill a couple of mixers. Engineer could kill off a few Ilshis perhaps, but of course Ilshivers are very good at killing T1 units. They have good range, good fire rate, and they should be able to see that off quite easily. Okay, on the right hand side, really wants to get some assistance on that, though it seems like he's considering kennels. Easy build assistance and a shield gen over top. Not a bad call, but still very lacking in the income department. Decided to pull back with these forces, probably wisely. Wasn't going to get a huge amount done in the face of Ilshivers down the side there. No dice for there. Okay, 85% of the way for Endemic to T3, and we see Rumikon has fallen behind. He's now down to 62% and going slowly. Has he grabbed all the mass? Well, he has. So he has been reclaiming happy. He has got engineers out picking up all of this, which he's desperately going to need. He's fallen well behind the new total mass stakes, 59 to 66k. The income from Endemic has been solid and has been well ahead. Alright, scouts out, having a look, and they'll know the commander's here now, but not much you can do about it when he's guarded by a shield generator and another shield gen going up. Has a single flak and has a bunch of units in front of him. Now there's point defense going up from engineers just to help hold any push that might go that way. In the middle, roaming forces taking out a couple of mass extractors there. They're going to run into Ilshivers and have a terrible time trying to do anything to them. Where is your T3? Siege tanks, so not even bothering with engineers. Endemic has gone straight for siege tanks, and that's not great news for a Rumikon. Siege tanks against T1 is just a cakewalk. He has got a couple of T2 support factories, or at least one I see, and that's popping out some, well, it was popping out some pillars, but now still working on the T3. He's going to have problems if he doesn't sort that. I would be getting all of these, so he's got the build power now. he does have the drones, but they are off doing, well, nothing. There's one over here helping out these factories, but get the rest of them and get some assistance on your T3 factory, or one that want to be T3 factory. Whole load of walls here. You're quite right. And they're very defensive in front of these triads from this angle. Unfortunately, units will come up this way, so they're kind of pointless. Maybe distracting on radar. If you see that, you might consider, oh, there might be point defense in these, but if you've scouted them, they're just walls. And now you can just ignore them. Okay. Excuse me. Just kind of ignore the drinking sounds there, because I was having a drink. And that's a sack launcher. So, right. That is reaching across half of the goddamn map, or the entire map on a 5v5, and he is actually taking out the mass extractors of Endemic, and that was actually a really good play. That has hurt Endemic's eco quite a bit. Another one coming out. I imagine we'll see some. There we go. Tech defense being thrown up straight away, so Endemic is paying attention. It's going to stop that one. That's going to get through, but if he targeted this mass extractor, it's not going to survive. There goes the next missile out. If it hits there, then that is well planned, but it's the last one he's really going to get, unless he starts going for these fringe runs. Well, they're only T1, so maybe not worth it. Is he hitting this one is the question? No, he's not. He's gone for this one here. He's not going to get it. One. Oh, well, never mind. I take that back. TMD just a little bit slow firing to take that one out. Hey, good evening, Iger. Yeah, no, bit too much base, you reckon? I haven't changed any settings. Everything is exactly as it normally is. I can probably tweak things a tad. If you believe that is there, I can tweak that a little bit. Is that any better? I don't know. I can try it. Okay, tech defense has been put forward a bit further because that was not doing the job. Never killed off that one though, probably because he wasn't scouting. Much better? Okay, cool. Thank you. See, I thought it was okay. I've not changed anything. So, anyway, appreciate the feedback. Always good to hear. Right, tech launcher has basically been nullified now. Might as well stop using it. You're not going to kill off any more. You could maybe kill this one right at the front, but now there's 2 TMD in the base, so it's going to get nowhere. Alright, T3 has completed, and obviously Rumikun's paranoid about their retaliatory tech launch because he's pulling up a whole bunch of them. Probably overkill. I think he needs to focus on Persivals. He wants to grab all this build power, he wants to grab this building, and he wants to start splitting out Persivals because... why is he assisting that? Must be auto assist. But honestly, Persivals are going to be needed to defend against these kinds of things. If you're going to try and beat Othams with pillars, you're going to have an incredibly bad time. And when I say incredibly bad, and hello, there's actually a whole bunch of them here. So, yeah. Which one's he going for this time? Has he even scouted? Does he know what he's shooting at? Well, hopefully he's shooting at this one, because if he gets that down, it might... yes, indeedy. Boom. Another D2 mix dead. So it's been actually pretty good work from this tech launcher. It's done a lot of damage, but he needs to scout because now he's just wasting missiles and wasting mass. He could drop down to... oh, okay, it looks like he did. That looks like a tech splat. And if he knew these were here, I have a feeling tech missiles would be going in that direction, but he does... oh, he does. He scouted them. They're sitting still. I'd consider it. He's killed a whole bunch of eco on the base. He hasn't scouted for a bit though, so he doesn't know what's actually there. And we can see all of those factories have been reclaimed by Endemic and wants to put it all into this. Ooh, sniper bots. Nasty, dirty, filthy sniper bots. They are going to cause issues. Get some of those in the front line, they're going to knock out these triads nice and easy. Like zero effort, those triads are gone. Okay, yes, the tech launcher has been reclaimed, so Aruma has identified that the tech missiles aren't going to get through anymore, and he's reclaimed that to cool the mass back in, but still not building Persivals. Why ever not, because he's working on T3. Got himself a T3 mass extractor. That's going to help a huge amount, but where are your mass storage? Surround it. Mass storage. There we go. So you see it goes from 18. He's going to finish these off as 20, 22, 24, and finally 27. So again, that 50% increase. T3 power. Okay, so Runocom might be going a little bit too much on the eco side of things. I understand you do want to have eco because you need it to build units, and he is doing much better on the income side of the game, but he's doing even better if he actually ringed his mass extractors to get the extra 50% income. This could be sitting on 9, that could be, well, maybe sitting on 8, could do one more because it's assisting there, which is still not building units. Eco doesn't win the game. I mean, I say that, but you do need eco to win, but if you have nothing but eco, you're fucked. You'll be absolutely fucked if you doesn't have the proper eco. There we go. You have your power, great. Come on, build Percy's. Build Percy's, you're in a great spot. Look at your opponent. Sniper bots. Sniper bots. You got siege tanks in front, you got sniper bots behind. Your opponent's still sitting on T1 air. Don't tell me he's going T3. Actually, stop building air, so no matter. So you see, this is what I was talking about with the Control K and rebuild. If you can rebuild a T3 max extractor within, like I said, I think it's 90 seconds it was figured out. If you can rebuild that faster, if you control K and rebuild it, it's actually more mass efficient to do that than upgrading a T2 mass extractor. The reason for this is the reclaim. When you control K the T2 mass extractor, you get a few hundred reclaim out of it, whereas if you were to leave it active while upgrading, it would take 90 seconds to create the same amount of massy reclaim. So if you can do that within a certain time frame, it's more efficient. I hear fighting and I see sniper bots having a go at things. Flak all over this, a mad scout from Rumicon, so he wants to know what he's up against. Well, he should see that, and you should start worrying. Has he got better radar? Or was that just because of the units flying over? No, that's just because of the units flying over. He's got the energy for it. He should really invest in better radar, because now he has problems. He's got some T2 in the middle, he's got some T3 coming down the right hand side, that's a bunch of Othams, and he has T3 up here as well. Sniper bots are rolling on in, so still not producing the Percys. Really wants to get on that, maybe round about now. I don't get it. I don't get it. You know T3 is coming. You know it's coming. Where are your Percivals? I do not know. I worry. I worry for this guy. He's got the tech, he's got the eco, he's on both ways. He's got more mass income, he's got more power income. Those tech missile hits over here were absolutely brilliant. They damaged his eco horribly, but he's just not building T3 units. Still, he works on eco. Whereas Buzzy Bees are there, so drones coming in, going to help rebuild that even further. He's going to lose out if he's not careful. All this time, he's still basically a few T2 units, but pretty much a majority T1. In both these forces, this is all T1 up here, and it's not even building units from these factories, so his army is looking very, very weak on the ground. He does have some point defense, yes, but some's not a lot, and honestly, he's got the eco now, come on. You got over 100 eco, get your production going, get your Percys coming out, get a solid force, and you'll be very, very hard to stop. Down here we can see that, well, Endemic has been a wee bit concerned about protecting his commander. Plenty of flak and a bunch of point defense which would shoot the ground, because, fuck the ground. Poor placement there. But nonetheless, the amount of forces lining up against Rumikon is growing. We have 8 siege tanks, we have 5 sniper bots, 42 Ilshivers, a whole bunch of flak as well, so Janus won't do a heck of a lot. In the meantime, you're defending against it with no T3 units. You got 1 mongoose, a handful of pillars, some archers, some anti-air, and a bunch of T1 tanks. Little shivers. Little shivers. Yeah, fair enough. But he's done good. He turtled up well. He's ecoed up good. And here's the T2RD. T2RD ain't going to save you from a rush though. While it is very turtly and has a decent amount of range. Wait, the units have moved out of range, so no problems on that front. And Titans, no, not Titans. Turn that over to Ilshis. Get these little bastards and help assist. Sorry, just turn it over to Percivals. Did I say Ilshivers? I think I said Ilshivers. Got that on my brain now. But yes, he wants to build Percivals, not Titans. Titans are the last thing he needs. There's T3 on the field. They do horribly against T3 units. They are really the wrong choice. And a shield generator. A couple of shield generators, not what you really need. I feel like this is a poor decision. Titans are the wrong thing. Where are they going? Ah, building another T3 mass extractor. I'm just waiting for it. Any moment now, we're going to see the push come in from endemic like this lot, which are moving up with sniper bots. And sniper bots are just going to murder everything. Siege tanks are going to blap all sorts of stuff. Lots of T1 bombers, which are going to do fuck all, because there's flak. They'll get like maybe 1 pass. Alright, everything is moving in, so endemic has had enough. He thinks he's got enough to take down a Rumikon, and I don't disagree. There is just simply not enough T3 powerhouses on the ground for a Rumikon. That's a Ravager. It's all the way back there though, and there is now practically nothing to stop all this rolling in, so I'm not sure what his plan was. He wants to move his commander though and get it under shields at least, and he wants to start overcharging everything. Bombers come out, get obliterated by flak, and just have a look. This army is straight on in. Nothing to stop it. Mass amounts of Ilshivers. You have Othams all up in there. Air's trying to come over and defend, but the command is now exposed. And yeah, where are your Percys now? Nice eco you got there. Pity you didn't use it. And Rumikon is gone. He actually played a decent hold at the end there. He got the tech launcher up, managed to take out a bunch of eco from endemic, which let him get ahead in the game. He upgraded pretty well, but he just didn't produce enough units. Titans were not the answer. Definitely needed Percivals, and if he had had a bunch of those up the top here, it would have been a completely different story, and perhaps he could have made a comeback from there. But in the end, just simply not enough units, not enough scouting, not enough intel. And Titans, no. Titans, no. When it's at T1, maybe T2 stage, Titans, yes, because they are T3 units, but when there's other T3 units on the field, Titans, no. Terrible idea. Alrighty, next replay is Ahoy. We're good to go. And we're going to drop into a bit more of a classic map, one that we all know. Well, I hope you all know, because it's been out for a while, and it is good old Canis. Anytime now. Alright, so team game this time. No more ladder matches tonight. That was the only ladder match we were going to cast, and we have team 1 up here at the top and team 2 down at the bottom. So let's introduce our players for this match. Up the front slot we have Papakababa. That just roll off the tongue nicely. Papakababa. look, Ludwig is quite simple, really. Anyway, he's UEF first land. I cast because I want to. Like, if you're going to cast, if you're going to do this kind of thing, do it because you want to. Don't do it expecting to get an audience. Don't do it expecting to start making money out of it. This is literally just a little side gig I do because if I have 10 people watching and they're enjoying themselves, it's great. I've improved the lives for 10 people and I'm just one person. If nobody watches, that's cool. I've had fun casting. So don't do it because you want viewers. Do it because you want to cast. And I just enjoy casting, so I do it. People watch, bonus. Honestly, I certainly do it 3 times a week, and sometimes 2 if something goes wrong. But anyway, this is Chunky. He is Seraphim. Up behind Chunky, it is Strife. Strife is blue, who's UEF. And the rare traditional air slot is Ampleforth. Ampleforth is Seraphim as well, and grey. And off on the right hand side is Zuckerboy. Not to be confused with Zuckerberg, it's only Zuckerboy, and he is red Cybran. Yeah. No, I do it. I have the free time to do it. Like, I work in 8 hours. This is my play. Streaming is my play, so yeah, pretty much enjoy it. Anyway, opponents today. Sorry, getting a wee bit distracted by your question there. Open Sky is Aeon. He's in a sky blue. Beside him, we have already walking away somewhere. Oh, there he is. He's still there, actually. It is David. Not to confuse with David. It's an Eon. It makes me sound French. He is David. And he's lilac. And lavender, lilac coloured, whatever. He's Eon, he's on the way. And behind him, already moving up, is Moschino, Cyan Cybran. And he's down here in the air slot for Team 2 to Caesar. His comm is walking away. And finally, for Team number 2, it is under control. And the question is he under control? Because he's chosen Cybran. And he's also chosen green. Anyway, that's the teams, and we all know Canis. We will see players split off to the left, off to the right, up this way, and conversely there. And we usually see a diagonal across the middle for map control. And bunches of reclaim everywhere. 33,000 reclaim on the map, just in small amounts, but it's everywhere. So get your energies in, get your energies going, get your energies reclaiming, and you are going to boost your eco quite happily. So a very balanced match. We have average of 1180 on each team for the ratings, 93%. That is done very well as far as that goes. Anyway, let's see how things are going to get on. So as usual, the first part is not a lot happens. Yeah, no, I get that, Ludwig. I do plan to do that in the future. I just need to... That's going to take extra time. At the moment, it's just simpler to throw it on of the cast. It's just live cast transfer over. What I do plan to do is get some graphics sorted at some point, split up the actual cast games into individual pods. So like, say the game for this and this game perhaps into one, and then have like a cast channel, have a cast match, and then have a game match. So maybe split by Twitch into 2 things, casting and gaming. Alright, first bit of action, and it is comm on comm action. We have got Open Sky having a go at Chunky, or rather they're just wandering up to grab the reclaim, because there's reclaim to be had. Get the rocks, have a little fight, have a little shoot, take a little bit of health off each other, but Open Sky needs to be careful. He is now going to be on a 2v1. It is Ampleforth and... what's his name? Chunky. Right, yeah, they're going to try and close in, and Open Sky does not want to hang around there, and he immediately sets off for the water, because 2 versus 1, how about fuck no? He's decided to be on his way, going to dip under there and be absolutely safe. Bye now! Well, Iger, thank you for the sub, my friend. Very much appreciated. Nice to see you too. Alright, now how are we going on the rest of the map? Well, these 2 guys are doing the old standoff to each other, both getting a reclaim, but don't want to get close enough to start shooting. Just working on that mass at the moment. Over on the far right, we see Moschino's pushed right up. This is the standard thing that happens. You get one player pushes up towards the mid spot, you get another player pushes up kind of on this angle, and then one on the far right, and this guy over to the far left. So a little bit of isolation. You can see that over here under control is a wee bit by himself. His closest help on the mid here. Big gap. So you may see, but then again, wow, Chunky's being kind of a aggressive. His comms moved right up here. He's going to start picking up as much mass as he can with his comm. And the early stages, I suppose it doesn't matter too much because there's not a lot to threaten it. We see Open Sky has walked back from the water. He's gotten all the way back here. And he's putting up a lovely little production section of factories going on up. Similar thing over here for Papakababa. I'm going to trip over that name. I just know it. So it's just Papa. Anyway, he's up here popping up some factories of his own. He's got a radar up behind him, just keeping an eye on things. And getting on his Tosh nice and close as a Sea Star. So he's actually just wandered up with his comm, decided to grab a bunch of mass while he can. He is actually the air player. So he's the guy all the way back here, and he's walked his comm all the way up front, as has Ampleforth. So early game, these guys move up with the comms, going to grab a reclaim with them and just assist on the front, killing off a bunch of units if they can. Gun upgrade on the way for Open Sky, so that's going to be a small bit of danger for them. If he gets both gun upgrades, then he will be a comm to be reckoned with. And both Ampleforth and Chunky will need to be careful. Alright, gun upgrade now is well on the way for Zuckerboy as well. So another gun comm will be danger signals from Bashino. And finished one. Nope, just stick him with the range upgrade. Not getting the speed. Feels like he has to move his comm out and has to start doing some damage just to be a little bit annoying. Right, Zuckerboy has finished off the gun upgrade and now going for stealth. Kind of irritating. The stealth upgrade for the Cybran Commander, we'll just lock onto that. So there are two upgrades. One is stealth. So this hides your AC from radar. You need to see him to be able to shoot him. So visual range, this whole ring, if you can't see him, you can't shoot him. And that's what he's banking on with stealth. So things like that means if we go back to these guys, so you see how they can see him on radar but no visual? You wouldn't be able to see a Cybran comm with stealth. You'd have to see him with the actual visual range of there. But that's alright. I hear more fighting over here, and that is... Ooh, that Sea Star needs to be a bit careful. He's down under 4,000 health, and he's the air player. He shouldn't really have any units and staying on the front line. I think it's about time for him to evac back to base. Over here we can see Ampleforth is being chased away, so Aeon Guncom has the most range. Yes, T3 radar counters stealth. So the Omni radar has two sections of this. Omni fixes it. So you see this red, dark red line. That's a range of an Omni sensor. T3 radar has an Omni, which is a much shorter range than its full range. So while the T3 radar can see all of this, its Omni range will be like this. Or definitely a smaller amount compared to the full size. But just standard stealth on the and the Cybran Commander, if we actually just quickly go have a look at old Zuck over here, the second upgrade he gets is a cloaking generator which hides from radar. So if he had that as well, you could only see the comm if you had Omni. That's it. You can't see him because you're hiding. Counter by Omni. That's it. So yeah, it's a powerful upgrade for the Cybran comm. Alright, and we see Open Sky has pushed all the way back here. He's actually grabbing the gun upgrade now on his command, speed upgrade I should say, so he'll have range and speed, making it a very nasty little commander on that front. We have Regen being popped down on Chunky. He's got gun already, and he's grabbing Regen, which will make him a very tough opponent as well. That's going to be fun times. Up on this side we can see Zuckerboy is just waiting to move up with his commander. T2 is going down for Moschino, but he's got a radar and he's not going to see that sitting right there because, well, he will now because he's in visual range, but as soon as he steps out of the visual range of that thing, he's not going to be seen by anything. So he's taking a lot of damage just sitting there. And yeah, you're going to have to move away, buddy. You're not in a good spot with there. That's a lot of damage he's taken, actually. Down to the yellow already. He's just about half dead from that little push. Yes, he's taken out the point defense, but my word, he take a bunch of damage. In the middle, it is Open Sky versus Chunky. They're just facing off under the water. Who's going to come out first? Who's going to start shooting first? Well, it's going to be Open Sky. He's going to waltz on up, and his commander is going to immediately start killing off these engineers, because why not? They're just floating around, and a cheeky little mix grab right there. Hey, That's there to be had. And looks like Chunky is deciding he doesn't want to face all of this alone, especially as his units can't go over the water quite as easily. We have supporting forces coming in from Strife, and I hear more fighting over on the right, and Zuckerboy is laying into Moschino. It's a good bit of damage there. The question is, can he sustain it? He is pushing with his comm. Over here it is also David having a go against Papa, so we have fights all over the place. We have Chunky is pushing with his comm, killing off the units from Open Sky. Sky of course has the... well, that's not going to work. Trying to build a torpedo launcher just to keep Chunky out of the water, not going to happen because there's Sui's in the mix. Sky needs to consider falling back. He is running out of units. There's T2 on the way and supporting staff from Strife. Alright, over this side, what do we got? We have Papa is okay, Dav is okay, we see Zuckerboy's falling back a bit, and Moschino is out and safe, so still, most of the action is here, and of course, as we said, T2 units coming on open. Needs to be careful, those Ilshivers will do a good amount of damage. However, he does have overcharge, which will also help. Down into the yellow 8700, of course, Chunky is way lower. He's only on 4.5. He does have the nano regen, so he will be looking... no, sorry, that's not nano, that is area regen. He is boosting his unit's health with that little yellow dusty aura. So I take that back. I thought he had the nano on his comm. He does not. He has the unit assist. If we're just going to pop that on there. So you see there, it is this one here, Restoration Field. That's it's called. Repairs nearby allied units. And that's exactly what he's doing. All these guys are getting their health back. You see their health just going up gradually, but constantly from that commander. So Open Sky going to take him just that wee bit longer to kill off his units, but kill off the units they do, and Chunky is now out of T2. He's just got some Zuis with him, and face off. Oops, don't bump into your T2 NG. T2 point of view going up is not going to finish. Quick overcharge onto their engineer, kills them off, doesn't get anything done at all, and Chunky is pushing. The question is, oh, he's way low on health, does not want to kill Open Sky now. If he does, he will die a horrible death because he doesn't have the health for it. Only 1500 means a and now this is a problem. Open Sky has plenty of health, but he doesn't want to push too much. There are units coming in, and Chunky gets away. 300, 400 health. He's going to survive. Very close on that. Some air cover coming over to want to keep Open Sky alive because of, gunships. And Chunky down to 600. He has no flak in the middle of that. 700 health. He wants to go for the water really fast. However, one T1 anti-air trying to survive will not. He loitered just a little bit too long on that front, and now he has been taken down. I'd say Open Sky did most of the work, and C-Star just did the finishing touch. Bam GM, welcome. Welcome folks, how are we doing? Nice to see you, Bam. How was your stream, my friend? Hope you had a good one. Nice to see you around again. And over on the right hand side is Moschino, starting up with T2RD, wanting to get a go on that, and we see, once again, not visible to radar, standing right there, outside of visual range, and he can do this all day, because he can't be seen. That is the strength of stealth, but then he walks a little bit too far forward, gets spotted, and then promptly disappears. So stealth is strong, especially early game. Stealth very strong. You want to get like T1 air and just push that. And how is he damaging that through the shield? That is amazing. Sorry, I'm very curious on that front. But now, has he bitten off a bit more than they can chew? Is he paying attention? Might have a gun comm, and he has all these units up here doing absolutely nothing, and he has been picked up. Question is there enough? Is Moschino rebuilding PD, which will assist in extra damage? Maybe, maybe not. We do have another bundle of gunships over here from C-Star. They could come over and have a go at him. He is out of units, and actually, never mind. Moschino has his own gunships, and they're having to go at Zuckerboy. If there's a little bit more of team coordination, we would see these gunships come over and help finish him off. And he is down to half health as Zucker. He's running all he's worth because he has to. Where's his anti-air? Well, that's actually an ASF. So Ampleforth has gone south into T3 air game, and that is going to help keep Zuckerboy alive a little bit longer. But in comes the air wing from Seastar. It's all T2, T1. There's Swift Winds and Inties on there. However, there's enough of a number that they will be able to take out the... Never mind, more ASFs. But the ASFs are probably going to focus down on the gunships, and we see Zuckerboy, his health is dropping off rapidly down to the red 2,400 hit points. As the second snipe going to happen from gunships. Dodges stays alive. I think he's out of here. Ooh, 200 health, but not enough. Renegade out as well. That is the end of Zuckerboy, so he pushes just a little bit too far. Walks into a bunch of point of defense, a bunch of units, and Moschino responded appropriately by rushing him, surrounding him, sending in his own gunships to take him out. And he is gone, and now there's another giant gaping hole on the right hand side for Team 2. They already had a problem mid with the loss of Chunky. Now they've lost Zuckerboy, and it is not looking good. We see Open Sky here as a shield gun comp, so that is a very, very nasty commander. 1400 health on the comm and an extra about 6,000 on the shield, I think it is. Can't remember off the top of my head. Let's have a look. 8,000. It does have a heavy shield, which is 2,500. So, yeah, he could go for that at some point. But right now, that's basically a 22,000 health commander. Looking very nasty. But, oh, this strap-on's been busy. 42 kills for that strat and a whole bunch of mess. And what's it done? Well, we can see what it's done. It has taken out all of these T2 mixes. And this is another pair. And a 75% towards T2. That has been an absolute hero strat. Look at what it has done. Killed off all 4 core mixes for Seastar, which must have all been T2. Another T2 mix over here, as well as, I don't know if that was killed or reclaimed. And then another 2 T2 mixes up here, including one that was 75% of the way towards T3. That's a huge amount of damage. And that might just be enough to help him stay alive a bit longer. Alright, Seastar says beware of snipes. Yeah, you'd know. You've done 2 of them. He does have T3 air, and I imagine we'll see some NGs pop out, and well, he needs to work on those first. His eco is now the lowest on the map at 36. Open Sky is not much better. He just had these wiped out as well, and we can see his commander is now up front. Has got some mobile shields with him, so he won't be too badly off. And of course, Open Sky's comm itself is very chunky, very good at killing things. Power is going to be his main request, so he can overcharge things. It will take a bit of time to work through units with just the gun, so overcharge is probably necessary. On the left hand side we see a Loyalist, so that's actually T3 from Under Control. He's got some Loyalists wandering on up, and they are ready to romp through all of this T1. They'll do a great job of it too. Okie dokie. Strife is in the area with his commander, and he probably wants to get rid of that stupid NG, blocking his walk. Very real danger is that kind of thing. In the middle we can see Papa is out, doesn't have a lot of defense there. Has 1, 2, third trade going up. He does have overcharge, gun overcharge on his comm, a good spot to kill off a bunch of Obsidian. Has another one to do the same again, so overcharge is working well for him, but he wants to think about running away because there's a lot of Auroras, and run away he does. Left hand side we can hear that Strife is having to go at those Loyalists who do a lot of damage, and the stun as well. Do we see an overcharge on these guys? Would be great. There we go, 2 for 1. Good times. And we see Under Control is falling back with those, doesn't want to lose many more to the overcharging comm. Speaking of overcharging commanders, Papa needs to consider doing the same thing again, though the forces have run out and they are on the way back. Up here, Titan having fun against the T1 units, not going to have fun against the commander who has overcharge. And we're going to see this little wobbly boy go pop. Another wobbly boy wanders in, but he is going to have the same fate, just doomed into the ground. Stop with the Titans and strats. here comes some more strats from Marple. And Open Sky is now got issues. Though it should be fine. He could just walk into the water, right? If he's paying attention. Yes, there he goes. Going to go for the water, but there's a lot of strats. There's 5 in there. And if all those bombs connect, he's going to be a dead man. Is running for the water. Needs to duck, dodge, and dive. Although having said that, those are Siren bombs. And he is out of there. So Open Sky pushing just a little bit too far with this comb with no support, and gets himself picked off by Ampleforth just as he was about to move into the base with some units and do some damage. Little Bobbly Boy here keeps himself alive, gets himself a couple of kills, but Seastar has very questionable manners. Then again, it is Faf. There's questionable manners all over the place. More strats coming out. Who are they going for now? They're going for Machino, who is not there. That was a ground attack, and well, fuck the ground. Nobody likes the ground. Yeah, fuck that thing. Alright, so Machino's already well on his way, trying to get into the water. That is too shallow though. They're not going to get much damage. Does a dive, turns back, survives, and some ASFs out from Seastar are going to save his bacon. Gets away and survives. So water is now their friend. Having said that, torpedo bombers. Oh yeah, questionable manners is basically what happens in FAF. You don't have a choice. Questionable full stop. These guys were probably on hand to have a go at Open Sky should he even go into the water there. They're ready to drop some more bombs at him. A couple of renegades up here probably just did a bit of cleanup duty. Make sure there's no NGs trying to grab all the reclaim. But now, force coming down the middle from Strife. He did get pushed, or he is getting pushed, sorry, on the left hand side as well. So while he has that, and Stingers overhead, they're going to be a nuisance. No flak. No flak. Just Loyalist is going to want some kind of air to help out before these get all munted. Although, maybe not worrying about it. Oh, I'm pretty sure the first multiplayer, I'm fairly certain the first ever multiplayer game, the first thing a player said to another was haha noob. Probably, I'm paraphrasing. Alright, torpedo bombers are out, but they're just going to run into a SAM. They're not going to get anything done there. No drama, mass donation, don't worry about it. Alright, Loyalists are going to die to the gunships. It doesn't matter really. They will have done their job by just killing off all the eco. Want to move one up here, just a couple up there to take care of that, and these are going to be doomed. Yeah, indeed. Excuse the sniffles. Seem to be a wee bit on the downside. Alright, but these guys all came up this way, and they just ran into a couple of Harbingers who are going to clean up very handily. Harbingers, nice rate of fire. Very useful against swarms of T1 units. Okay, Land Factory coming up, because reclaim, why not? Alright, Loyalists up here just getting gradually picked away by the Stingers. All he needed was a couple of flak and they would have been fine. Alright, push coming along the top though. This is Machino just sitting in a little T1 swarm. Doesn't have a lot. Ekaterino's right in though. Maybe could have cleaned up all this before the defending units got there. They were virtually there. Could have done some damage. Instead he pulls them back. Okay. Stingers so happily just plinking away. And these poor Loyalists. Nothing to shoot back with. Alright, how are we doing on Hello Fat Boy? So Strife has decided he's had enough. He's actually popped down a mass fab and is surrounding it with T3 factories. Those are Percival's. And he's working his way on getting a fatty up. What's his power? There we go, there's T3 power there, so he is fine on that front. Where's his comm? Over here waiting to hop in the water, grab some reclaim perhaps. Oh, this is a reclaim army. They're on the way. Alright, finally a few ACF come out from Seastar. They're going to clean up the strike Stingers finally. But not after they killed off all the NGs, so it's going to take a while for the reclaim to get there. And in fact, the ACFs aren't even going to get much done because a corresponding air wing comes in from Ampleforth and is going to wipe them from the sky. I presume it was just a small ACF task force, not his entire air wing. I take that back, it was. So no air control for Team 2. I don't understand why he's not assisting this to get more ASFs out. They really desperately need it. Having said that, I don't see much in the way of bombers for Team 1, so done with the air snipes, focusing on other stuff right now. Getting air production up, 1, 2, 3 T3 air factories, second ion reactor going up for Mr. Ampleforth, and he's going to be quite happy in the air. Right hand side, there's a lot of units, but they are T1 for Moschino, and they're going to face off against a bunch of T2 with shields, with range, so not so good. Comes here in order, nice and safe. This little base as well, it's got a couple of point defense around, but not a huge amount. Single artillery having to go anything that spots in range, which will be this. Maybe you can shred some of the shields, maybe you can land a lucky shot somewhere and knock a few units out, but overall the T2 arty is not going to get a lot done. Alright, random pockets of anti-air sitting around for under control, so he really actually has this section under control. Doesn't need to push much, leave the shield, T2 arty, some mechs, point defense, yeah. He'll be right on the left. In the mid, I see more arty shells, T2 arty here. And it's just slowly having to go with this section over there. And Strife has finished that fatty. There it is. Do we have anything down here in the form of experimentals? The answer is no. Absolutely not. Now this is something I was really curious about. Ask Aeon as well. Whether or not a mass extractor ringed by your teammates' storage will actually work. I wasn't sure if it did. We're about to find out in a second once this completes. Oh, it does. Oh, I could hand it over. Never mind. Take that back. Do they have to be the same tech? That's another question. If this was a Seraphim T3 extractor surrounded by Aeon storage, would that work? Question I should answer sometime to myself offline. Alright. Fatboy is on the way. It has some Percy's up front for support. It has any flak in there? A couple of flak. A couple of shields. Still. Alright, Monkey is underway, and that's going up really fast, so Under Control has a good eco to himself, or he has a storage mass. He has a good amount of mass stored up to help build that. But that's running out, and once it has run out, he'll be going a lot slower on that front. Alright, T1 mixing up with T2, and if the pillars can keep it at range, that would do great. I just need to worry about that. Papa is yelling for E. Why is he yelling for E? Because he's trying to build a fusion reactor. Fair enough. Needs power. Get it. All his factories are paused right now. I say all those ones aren't. He's unpaused them. Never mind. Down here. Well, Titan's having to go some engineers. Those poor engineers. What did they ever do? Well, they existed. Too close to their enemies. And scouts overhead, so they're going to know just exactly what's coming. Do they actually know? No. No radar. 25 minutes in. You have plenty of power, and you do not have Omni. In fact, I don't see radar at all back here. All the radar intel is coming from these ones. That one in particular. Oh dear. They do not know there's a Fatboy coming. I don't know if it's been scouted. Ever. It'll get picked up by these guys as they fly past. That's basically all the intel they'll get. And of course, seeing all that, yep, now they know there's a Fatboy. That should cause a bit of panic stations, although, speaking of experimentals, we see Undercurl's not doing badly. 35k HP on that monkey. It is just about done. Checking out the top side over here, and why so much T1? Please tell me he's not still building T1 units at this stage of the game. Yes, he is. Dear, oh dear. Don't know about that. Okay, up here, Stingers are still in residence. They're just there for defensive purposes, I would say. Fatboy's having to go at, well, anything within range. And we see here Percy's, Titans, or as I call them, Wobbly Boys. Yes, and Control finishes his Monkey, so that is... They're going to have no errors there. No chance they got Omni reaching that far. They have got Omni somewhere. Perhaps? Let's just check that, sorry, for you guys. Was that just the range of this T2? If I click on the right person. Nope, they have radar pushing out somewhere this far. That's it over there. So we mentioned before about the Omni, how it has T3 radar range, but also an Omni range. So this red line is the Omni that will reveal stealth, any stealth within that area. So that red line will reveal all. Alright, cool. Now, where's that Monkey? Right there. So Fatboy is just keeping it range a little bit. Doesn't want to get too close, which is ideal. It's what you do with the Fatboy. You don't want to run it into things like this, because hit points wise and DPS wise, Fatboy is probably the worst. Anything gets close to that is going to have a bad time, and T2 Ardy is actually a Fatboy Bane as well. Outrange it and you can't miss. Giant bubble shield, a huge flat platform. Anything it does in range of those is terrible for it. And is it in range? Well, the answer is no. It's not in range. Not yet. And it's like, well, yes, Seastar, you're saying to use them, but it's not in range. It's only just getting in range now. And Monkey. Monkey will take care of a Fatboy nice and easy. Unless the Perseus can take care of the Monkey first. That's a lot of Perseus actually. That's a lot of Percival's. Monkey is not focusing on the Fatboy, trying to kill off the Langers, and have a look at the health, just shred off that as they alpha the fuck out of that Monkey Lord. See you later, Monkey. And Fatboy is... might get away. T2 Ardy is launching down on it, and it is taking damage from there. The shields are down, so it's not doing so healthy. And now that it's in range of the T2 Ardy, it is going to take a huge chunk of damage. Look at that. 4,500 health. In comes some Restorers, and yeah, okay, Restorers ain't great for anti-ground. They're pretty weak on that front. Fatboy down into the reds. 15, 14. Actually, that's going to be really close. Is it going to get underwater? Just in the nick of time. Under 200 health. I saw that just survives. My word, that was so incredibly close. Under 200 health for that Fatboy, and it gets away. Seastar not happy. Not happy, he says. And hey, we get it. You're not happy. You wanted the T2 Ardy to shoot to the Fatboy. I understand, but it was out of range half the time. So not much they could do about that. Alright, there is another Monkey completed for Under Control, so he has a backup Monkey to solve the issue of the lost Monkey there. And if he can get that into a good spot, he can do some real damage. Get into the water, you can sneak it all the way up and pop out, take out all of this, pop back in, hop up, go into there, do similar things there. Anything to help that out. And hello, that's a nuke. Oh my god, that's almost ready to launch. And Papa finishes his own experimental. So oh dear, this is not looking great for Team 2. How it has been spotted. Nice big ping by these guys, and they're like, oh no, do they have SMD? Well, your answer is no. Your answer is definitely 100% no. That's ready to launch. Saving Private Fatboy. Yeah, that works. Yeah, you need anti super fast. Yeah, you needed it like 5 minutes ago. And that is going to do a huge amount of damage. And David needs to get his comm out of there real fast and stop bumping into his own Ninjas. I think he's going to make it. He was building a Colossus as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll be safe out of there. Where is Seastar's comm? Can't see him. I don't think he's in this. Kaboom and a fucking half. And David gets stunned by the blast, but Maybe a tiny smidge of shield damage, but he's alright otherwise, and that is devastating. How much HP on Fatty? Well, C-Star, it had less than 200. That's how close it was. C-Star's back here under the shield. He's okay. Still has some power and some mass, so we can rebuild from there. But somebody else needs to build an SMD really fast. Hint, hint, and maybe not there. That's going to defend not enough. It's only going to defend all of that. Which means this is all exposed, this is all exposed, this is all exposed. No, that's attack missile defense, not a strategic missile defense. They need to get one of those going up real quickly. Right, Fatboy is coming into range of all of this. A terrible idea. You can see what happens to Fatboy shields when they run into TTYD range. Shields obliterate. Having said that, it's not done a bad job itself, but not a great job either. And the more TTYD fires, the less you want to keep the Fatboy in the area. A couple more shots would have been dead. I think that's the other Fatboy. Where's the hero one? That's it over there. Oh, there we go. Fatboy down. That's how you kill a Fatboy. TTYD. This one here, well, his health is regen back up. Got a single rank of Confederacy with his efforts. And now, that's ambitious. T3 max plus surroundings, and hello! That was strap bombers. I see them. I'm busy looking at the Fatboys and missed the strat snipe. That's exactly what that was. Those were Cybran strategic bombers, and that is under control out of the game. We saw a couple of air snipes from C-Star in the first part of the game, and the counter snipes have been precise from Ampleforth. First off, killed off Open Sky up here. Not too surprising, he was very far forward, but back this way it was under control, not even under shields. He had power, he had build power, he had everything, except he didn't have shields. Could have survived if he did it, but now it is 3 versus 3. And while the eco is not terrible, though I suspect that's a wee bit reclaim related perhaps. These guys have been going for it, and the nuke is just about done again, so we're going to have another launch of that. And C-Star complaining about David not using RT on Fatty. He couldn't. It was out of range. The Fatboy was too far away. Nuke number 2. Where are we going with that today? Down there. So C-Star is in range, and all of... Well, he does have an SMD, but it's only half loaded, so that's going to be no good. Let's just let's get a good camera angle of this. Somewhere over here perhaps. Can we see the nuke? Can't see the nuke. Everything was peaceful in the little Cybran village. Just another day building units. And then the nuke struck. And it was all gone. Almost caught C-Star. He's all over here now. Doesn't have a lot left. I hear bombers. Oh, look at that. There is some SAMs, but yeah, C-Star's had enough. Air control Ks, he knows he's not getting out of that. But with the bombers circling around, with the units coming in, there's a Fatboy on his way, and there's just not a lot left. Looks like a push coming up from... That's not a bad push from David. I mean, that is a lot of Harbingers, and there's not a heck of a lot that can stop them right this instant. Yeah, there's some Titans over there, a couple of Percivals, but if these just romped on upwards, they could get all the way in here and cause some issues if it wasn't for the fact that Fatboy's about to finish. That's going to get done, and that's going to cause problems for these guys. So they haven't seen that. Still a lot of Harbingers, and they could romp straight on in. Just get in there. Fatboy done, and it starts firing right away. Into the hill. Fuck the hill. Fuck the ground. Who cares about the ground? And see, these Harbies are right up in there. Just backup army coming in from Moschino, but they're only T1, not going to do a heck of a lot, and of course these units around the back are going to wipe the hell out of this base, because hey, those are Percivals, and that's Commander who's going to have a good time with Percy's. I imagine all his focus is up here at the moment, moving him with the... wow. It's a lot of Cerberus turrets, and they're going to do horrible things to these guys. Look at that. Down here, support commander goes down, and David's still just standing there with his comm. Moving a bit late there, buddy. Those Percivals are going to turn on you in half a heartbeat. You'll be dead. Look at the health just shred off him. Shielded by the GC. And another nuke out. Where's that going for? Into the water. Fair enough. And David's actually going to get away from Percivals, perhaps? Well, maybe. Maybe not. Killing other stuff along the way, but it doesn't matter, because he is running straight into the nuke. Third nuke of the game. He said, yes, I survived. I got away from the Percivals. Run, Forrest, run, says like a boy. Yeah, fair enough. And he did run. Your base is in tatters. Nuke. Couldn't have chosen the worst place. Another nuke? Wait, is it 2 launches? Or did he save up one? No, it's got to be 2 launches, right? Yeah, there we go. 2 nukes out. And I think that's the control came from Moschino. Yes, it is. I mean, walking into the nuke, he didn't really have much other option. It was either walk into the Percys, which would kill him, or get away into the water, which for all he knew was safe, but that's where the nuke landed. So there we have it. I'd say it was a bit of a comeback from Team 1. I feel like Team 2 probably didn't quite push enough. They got the advantage. They killed off 2 of the opponent commanders. David could have pushed a lot more up here. I mean, he had units, he had forces, but he never really used them. They just sort of dithered around and didn't do a heck of a lot. If he had grabbed all those and pushed them in after that gap opened up, he could have got right into the base and done a huge amount of damage to take care of them. And that would have made things a bit different, but he didn't. They allowed Team 1 to get stabilized, they allowed them to recover, and there's the result. A comprehensive win for Team 1. Alright. Let's see here. We have approximately 1 more game to go to cast. Let me fire this one up. If I type in the right numbers, it will look correct. If I type in the wrong numbers, it won't. Surprise, surprise. That looks like the right game. Okay, here we go. We shall fire this up. Between a nuke and a UEF place. Yeah, fair enough. Makes sense. Alrighty, so, map we've seen before. It is Plateau of Arrakis. Anyway, we have ourselves a higher rated game today. We have players ranging from the lowly 1200s up to the high spots of 2400, no 2100, so a bunch of hydros and pros mixed into this. Should be a good one. Team 1 at the top, Team 2 at the bottom. Let's have an introduction of who we got over on the left hand side on the double plateau by themselves. It is LCR, he's Seraphim, and he's being supported by the Limitless, who is Cybran. We have Puke Yellow and Snot Green supporting each other. Alright, beside them, first up on the platform, it is Weird Ed. He's yellow, he is Cybran. Beside him, it is Terrari. Terrari is UEF, and he is an orange. Beside Terrari, it is TRU Putin, and Putin is pink. Putin is Aeon. I find that amusing because, of course, the real Putin is quite xenophobic. Anyway, beside him, in what is traditionally the air slot, it is Mythologist. Mythologist is grey, Mythologist is Cybran. Fortnite Mobile PS4. Wow. Tell you what, how about we go fuck off? There we go. I don't know what they're trying these days. I mean, do people actually buy viewers through those bots? Do they actually? Like, don't you just get banned? Oh, suddenly I've got an extra 1,000 followers from nowhere. Well, that's a bad view. Anyway, sorry, the last person for Team 1, it is Lollipop. Lollipop is also Cybran, and he is in Lavender. Let's have a gander at T2, and already well on his way to the front is I'm Happy. I'm Happy is blue, he's Cybran, and he wants that extra reclaim. He's way gone. Behind him, it is, we're also on his way, Kronos. Kronos is also Cybran, and he's white. Beside him, on the first person plateau, we have Sithoni. Sithoni is UEF. Sithoni is red. Besides Sithoni, it is Mr. PLD Castaway. Castaway is... Wait, was that the same Castaway? No. Who was the guy from last game? I thought he was like 1400. Huh, I don't know. Anyway, he's here. He's Aeon. He's walking his way to the front, light blue. And beside him in support, it is Lazy Avena. Lazy Avena's UEF Burgundy on his way. In the air slot for Team 2, it is Arrow 24XXX. Henceforth known as Arrow, because fuck saying that 5 times over. Anyway, he's Cybran, he is green, and this is Air Factor going up. And finally, for team number 2, in bright pink, pastel, pale pink, it is Erectatron. Erectatron's UEF, and he is on his way to the front as well. So, nice little mix of the game. We have a slight, tiny advantage for team number 2 on the average ratings, but the overall quality, again, 93%, it is looking like a good one. Nice mix of different factions for his team. We have Seraphim, Cybran, UEF, and Aeon, so all 4 represented for Team 1, and there's no Seraphim for Team 2. There's a couple of Cybrans, a few Cybrans, a few UEF, and a single lone Aeon. Alright, early bomber out for Castaway, and let's see some harassment. What's it going to do? It's going to hang a Louis and maybe go for this engineer. Has it been picked up by a scout? The answer is yes. It's going to die. The answer is yes. Erectatron without Erectimus Prime. Ha, fair. What is this? Terrari has been capturing? He's been capturing? Okay. So the UEF commander has been capturing UEF civilian trucks, and he's sending them back to his base, I think, to be... So he's... All these things here, instead of reclaiming them like most people do, he's actually gone and captured them, and he's sending them back to his base. How nice. Well, there's no way he had to do any of that, but he's definitely doing it, and he is being... saving his people, saving the civilians. Good on him. Good on him. Right, we have a bit of a fracas over on the right hand side. Mantis fight, and Mythologist is up there with his comm, so they're not going to get anything further, and Putin's there as well. No dramas. Happy needs to think about leaving at a rapid pace before he gets 2 or 3 versus 1 on that side. We're hearing more fighting over here, and that is LCR. He's facing a 2v1 battle against Arrow and Erectatron. He's going to have to fall back and just keep on going. He has 0 option there, and LCD, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me today? LCR is falling back, not looking terribly healthy, though he has supporting units coming, so that's going to mean Erectatron, well, he stopped. And LCR is now out of range, so he cannot keep the pressure on there. They could maybe try and hold this spot, pop up some PD, pop up a factory, maybe get a nasty little defensive bank here, keeping things away. Maybe. Although having said that, there's a fair amount of build power here, a couple of factories, and plenty going on to hold that front. So Erectatron decides, nah, I'm going to fall back. We're already setting up back here. He's got an engineer which could help, but rather than push too far forward, doesn't want to get too exposed. Kind of like Mr. Arrow here. Comms way up front, no support, no units, is falling back, he'll be fine. Beside them they have Lazy Avena doing exactly what they might have done over here. He's got some units and support, throwing down a factory, some point defense, and he can set up shop with the build power and make a nasty little forward base there. Quite nasty, I tells you. And we see here more civilian trucks have been captured by Terrari. How many has he got? 10. He has saved the civilians. 10 civilians on their way back to his base. They're going to be happy, and there's a patrol order, so they're just going to sit there and go around in circles. How nice of them. How very, very nice. Alright, over on the right hand side, and this has all been scooped up by team number 1. commanders in the area, and it's going to take a while to shoot through that wall. 8,000 health, and yeah, maybe just reclaim those instead. There we go. That's going to help the coffers on that front. Ping goes down on an empty plateau. A couple of mixes could be picked up by anybody, and we see here an edge build coming in from Castaway. Going to actually pop a factory down on there. Curious decision. Most people will drop it, but hey. And a Victortron getting absolutely hammered by T1 Arcee, and deciding to just sit there and take it, and sends in some units to mop those up because he can. Has lost a lot of health though. Prime target for any kind of snipe, so that's probably too early to see any kind of air snipe. We do have T2 back here, do have power going up, but yeah, no units so to speak of. Rushing the T3 over here. We are just about to finish T2, so yeah, Arrow is well behind on the air game, way behind, and not even building. Oh, there we go. He started putting more interceptors. A terrible idea. So out come the T2 NGs. Okay. Down here we have an air factory ringed by power. We may see that go for an upgrade at some point. And nano repair for a Victortron. He wants to get some health back, and that will help immensely with the regeneration. Okay, we see that is a Guncom. LCR's finished the gun upgrade on his commander. He's going to be nasty to take on. Over here we see Weird Ed is being pushed back by the dual forces of Castaway and Sithoni. Can't really contend with that, especially when you're just a basic com with no gun. Has got some units, but cannot afford to sit around there. Where's the support? Well, it looks like Limitless is actually going for air. He has not much no ground units at all. This is giving free reign on this section. If you compare that to his opponent, which is Kronos, Kronos has put up with this com, he's put up with some units, he's secured this area to help keep away from opponents, and it's just this big, giant gap. Really needs filling. We do have gunships out, and Renegade is going to make some nastiness until it runs into AA. Then it gets obliterated out of the sky. Poor thing. Right hand side, and that is Happy pushing up quite far, but that's a Cerberus turret going down, and hey, you know our motto here at Acid Vash Casting, fuck the ground. Nobody likes the ground around here. You can die a horrible death. Alright, but Happy's going to get away. He's going to be all the way back. Probably needs to. A small group of forces here. I say small group, it's actually kind of big. Could maybe take out Mythologist. Having said that, there's quite a number of Mantis. Especially with Kronos slapping down a Cerberus turret. If Mythologist pushes that, which he's not, wise move to not try and push into that and the turret. That would be a terrible time. Trying to get to there. Over here though, it is Castaway pushing right up with this com, and he's grabbing all this reclaim. That's free real estate. Sithoni is right here with his com. I wouldn't say he's exposed. There are some units in residence from Terrari, but hey, he's looking fine there. Plenty of supporting units around him. Okay, we have nano repair done for a Victortron. Now he's popping up the gun upgrade, but his opponent right up front there, if he knew, I imagine we'd see these Zoes coming over and start blapping away at him, because they could cause some serious issues. Yep, shoot that wall. You're going to do great damage to that wall. Zoe's in here, shells over, cause him to stop that. Would be fantastic. But that's not the way. Mantis assisting Zoe's. Good times. Get a Lobo coming off the ramp though, and that might be enough to kill off these guys, which are desperately trying to knock down the factory. If they knock that out and kill off the NGs, it's going to be a long time before they can rebuild up there. Okay, let's have a look at the rest of the map. How's tech going? Well, T3 shift is on the way for Limitless. It is 12% done. We have T3 completed for Putin, so he's just gone straight for that air game, and he's just working on his mass income at the moment. It's going to want to get some energy. I imagine we'll see some NGs pop out. We have a T3 NG, and there's going to be an Ion Reactor at some point shortly. As far as other air goes, we have T2 for Mr. Kronos. Not even started T3 yet. T3 has completed for Arrow, and SAM launcher popping out as first thing. Not a bad choice. If you have a bomber come over, a SAM will kill it off pretty quickly. It is reactionary, it is defensive, the bomber will get a bomb away, and I'm hearing TAC missiles. What are you firing at? Well, you're firing... Oh. Are those connecting? Oh dear. My friend, you don't need power. You need TMD. And you need it right the fuck now. Because there are more missiles on the way. The longer it takes to build the TMD, the more you're going to lose. Oh, there, God, there goes another T2 mix. And that's basically all of the eco. He's got a few T1 mass extractors out here, but these ringed T2 mixes are going down. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Change these guys. TMD right now. There it is. TAC missile defense, and it's going to be too late though. That's taken a very long time to go up, and we mentioned before the lack of presence in here, and what could happen? This could happen. So all these units had nothing to slow them down, and they are now romping into Weird Ed's base, and that is going to be a terrible time for him. Absolutely terrible. He's basically got an unupgraded commander to defend against all of this. If it does come off the rails, it could not happen in a more timely manner, and that's going to be a huge help in assisting cutting off all these forces trying to rebuild the mass extractors, and they're primarying the TMD that it built to try and stay alive. Oh dear. TMD goes down, and the units do come in from Weird Ed, but unfortunately a little bit too late to save that. And here goes another TAC missile. What's that going for? Please tell me it's not going for the power generator. Weird Ed has got problems. Big problems. Missiles coming in, and it's popped T2 out. Yep, it's gone. And another missile comes in. That is going to be going for the mass extractor, I imagine. Yep. I feel like he's been a bit picked on. Limitless has T3 air, and he's finishing off an ion reactor, but it's just left this wide open gap, as we mentioned. Forces have just come in there, they've killed off stuff, the units swung to the right, they went through a Weird Ed's base. Now he's got basically nothing left. He had to keep his forces here to stop this kind of push. That is from Sithoni, so I feel like he's just had a little bit rough, just a wee bit. Alright, checking out here, and hello, that's a whole bunch of Corsairs. What are they going to go for? Is it actually going to be a T2 sniper attempt? So Kronos has decided, nah. Now he's going for T3 air after building a bunch of Corsairs. If he spots a target, I'm sure he's going to go for it. Sitting up front is Terrari, but he's well entrenched here. He's got a shield around him. He has got some flak. He's got some T2 PD. Maybe he wants to think about some T1. But speaking of T1, he's just sent all his forces up this way, trying to oust the little position here from Sithoni. Doesn't have enough to do that. There's more units. There's more PD, and falling back is the right option, especially to try and counter these forces coming on in. Should his shield go down, he might be in trouble. Where are those Corsairs loitering? They're waiting for an opportunity. Many units up there. Mythologist is okay, and we see that Terrari will be fine. Slap down a few T1 PD, so anything comes closer will die a horrible death. But no dramas on that front. Okay, on the right hand side, got a Mantis Rhino Rush here from Happy. Looks like he's going to stop the wall production, but these guys could run into some Cerberus turrets and promptly turn around a site. Yeah, no, never mind that. Okay, Vipers having a go at Mythologist's base, and he does not want to get caught up there. Or maybe he does. Sorry, he's not the air player. It's Putin that's the air player, and he's done a fantastic job. Just about up on there, and he's good to go. Having a look at the total eco though, just the absolute letting this territory go by these guys up here in the corner, not contesting this at all, and the overall Eco is horribly in favour of Team 2. These tank missiles have been, look at that, 29 kills, 8,500 mass destroyed, and you know that's all Eco. This guy hasn't rebuilt his tech defense. This surprises me, especially because that launch is still active. It could have another go to space at any point in time. In fact, he's reclaiming his TMD wreck instead of rebuilding on top of it. Well, I'll tell you what, if that gets spotted, we're going to see more techs coming out from Lazy Arena. He's not going to give two flying fucks about any kind of feelings. He would just send it out again. It's a sick to love opponent kill T1 mixed with TML. Good grammar? The answer is maybe. Alright, T1 bombers having a go at T1 Eunice, and they're just going to kill off clumps and clumps with the napalm, thin out the numbers. It's well worth that kind of action because, well, you know, see you later. Still useful against T1 Eunice are T1 bombers, as they should be. Right, over here, what do we have? Okay. See a little bit of a dent there in the middle from Terrari, so he's holding that middle section okay. 3 players on the left hand side. It is Erectotron, it is Lazy Arena, and it is Castaway with the units all up in here, and even Lazy Arena still with his comm up front, almost begging to have some kind of snipe done on, but ACF's coming out from Limitless, and he's just working on that at the moment. Still got some T2 mass extractors, could upgrade towards T3, but that's what he's doing for the moment. Okay, units from Weird Ed, sorry, just roaming around trying to hold things off and slowly rebuilding his base. I'm guessing he's trying to figure what to do next. What you should do next is TMD. You need it back. Gonna work on his eco for now though. Alright, we have walking on the LCR, and he does have the nano regen, it's called something else, isn't it? Nano repair, not nano regen. So nano repair for him, he's walking up with a very, well, not really very strong comm actually. He hasn't got any ranks of veterancy, so nano repair, yes. Health, no. And he's walking into some T2 point defense, not a great plan. Is never going to end too well, especially with that many units in the mix. Okay, have a look at them all. Those nice little civilian trucks from Terrari still working their little circle. But on the right hand side we see a T2 unit push up from Lollipop, being supported by a Mythologist, but they're not going to get too much further, and that's a brick. So T3 is going to help a huge amount with killing off all of this. The shield's going to be incredibly useful as well, and that is going to hopefully looks like a bit of a stalemate, to be honest. I think there's enough units here to hold these guys off for now, and the extra units coming in from Kronos will definitely tip things in his favour. Terrari is begging for E. Why are you begging for E? What are you trying to do? Build power. That's what you're trying to do. Alright. Just about completed on there, and we see, there we go, on the left hand side, LCR pushing up with this comm this way instead, finding no resistance, and he's going to quite happily kill basically everything here with this comm. Get the kills, get the rank of veterancy, and he'll be a happy man. That will definitely afford his survivability. But units up here from Lazy Arena and Castaway coming on over. Looks like they may be considering a swing on behind. They could waltz up this way. Nothing to stop them once again. So while we have had LCR holding his channel as such, keeping this lane clear, we've had nothing from Limitless to assist on this front. He's got nothing on the ground to stop that. Out comes a Whaler. It's probably the best option he has to try and hold things off. He's going to need some more of those though, and he's going to want to get his comm involved because these guys are just running rampant straight past, and joining the party is Sithoni, so a recognised gap, and they're moving on up to take care of there. Alright, Weird Ed has finished off a shield, so attacks are less of an issue, still partially, but there we go. Over the side we see the bricks are having a good time of it. There is a counter from Happy, so he's T3 as well. And that's a nice little fracas over here, though the bricks will be fine. They'll wander on back, they'll get out of range, and they'll just start mopping up pretty much all of this. Wars of Control K to give these guys an exit route, which they do kind of need for the overrun. Up here we can see the forces are going to get absolutely smashed. Trying to squeeze up to him, but they're going to get between LCR and Weird Ed's units. Not going to last long like that. Has already been a bunch get through up here. There are some whalers out of course from Limitless. They're going to help out. His commander's going to help out. His base eco should be okay, but he's lost this mix and that mix. So his eco takes a suffering point. LCR with his comm, well, he could get overrun there, although having said that, there is a supporting T2 PD back here, so he should be alright if he can just keep himself alive, keep himself away a bit, and not die too horribly. Almost got an extra rank of Venerous. In fact, there it goes, so extra bit of health is very handy. And units in supporting. Good times. T2RD here. That's going to help thin out some of these numbers. Get a bit of an effort there. Up here, Bricks valiantly defending. 24 kills for that guy. 21 kills for him, and these units are just getting mopped up right now. Need to stay away. Right, advanced rays going down for Putin, and he is very much starting out his air grid. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 air factories planned, and some mass fabs, and I imagine we'll see shields indeed. Got some hives are helping out. Looking at a pretty solid stage there for the air game. Opponent down here, we have 1 and 2 air factories. Got some assisting hives. Worried about a tally maze, so there's down the T1 PD. We may see SMD next perhaps. Right, down here we have GC. So Castaway, with not much the pressure on his base, is actually just about to finish GC right now. Boom. Castaway has built an experimental unit. It's that one, I think. Just maybe. But that is a major issue, because there's nothing to stop that. So that's come from Castaway, who, yeah, he's been able to focus on eco because his opponent has been having to defend against Sathoni, because Sathoni has not had to worry about Weird Ed, and Weird Ed has been picked out by, it's all just cascading. But anyway, it's a GC, it's on the way, and they don't have a lot to stop it. We have LCR has a Guncom of course, but it's not a Uber Guncom. No way it's going to survive against the GC for very long. Right, whalers are around, but what kind of targets do they have? Honestly, they want to not go too far. Having said that, there's a whole lot of Redeemers, so GC is not going in without anti-air cover. Plenty of support for him. Lazy Avena thinks, 21 minutes, I might consider walking away now. I have maybe been up front too much, and the whalers go for a peek, but there's a couple of SAMs in the area. They might be able to take out that mass extractor, but if they get too close, there's going to be a SAM there. There's another SAM over there. There's 3 SAMs over here from Sathoni, so yeah, they're going to run into trouble if they go the wrong way, which they have. This SAM picks them up. There's a Redeemer having to go with them as well, and that's just going to be a loss for not a lot. Couldn't even finish off the mass extractor. ASF's come in the game to help out for no reason whatsoever. The whalers are all dead to SAMs, and that's the end of that. GC is on the front. LCR is in full retreat because, well, he's got nothing to stop that. Absolutely nothing. T2ID was going to have fun. It was going to wreck all this over here. This little base of Lazy Arenas was well in trouble, but yeah, here's the deciding factor. GC wandering in, and there's nothing to stop it. T1 bombers, yeah, maybe not the best choice. He's got to build something though, because that GC is nearly here and supported by so many forces. Opens up with the face laser, and away we go. Units trying their best to deal some damage in, but the GC doesn't keep walking, actually stops and waits for supporting forces to turn up. Not a bad choice. Just wants to clean up what is in range first before pushing on forwards. In come the T1 bombers. They're going to get their bombs away because the Redeemers are behind there. Not going to get a lot of extra done though. 10k in a single pass is an awful amount to take off. And Lollipop does an experimental over here. That's a crab. So there has been a counter, what's that counter? An opposing item been made, and matter of fact the Megalith is the strongest, so that is a very good unit to have in your theatre. But the left hand side is not looking good at all. LCR is now having to try and navigate this cluster of units from Weird Ed. They're basically blocking his path, and he's going to get out okay, but much closer is Limitless, and he is far too close to that GC of Comfort. Far too close. He needs to run pretty goddamn quickly, and he needs to not get caught up in all this. We have Corsairs a plenty from Putin, so he's wanting to get some defensive units onto their GC. The problem is the anti-air. There's Flak, there's Redeemers, there's all sorts of anti-air on the ground, which is not a good sign. Over the side though, the crab is walking its way down, and we are ready to engage with that. Not a lot on the ground to stop it, admittedly. If it decided to wander on down, it could take up those bricks easy peasy. In fact, here we go, it's going to start firing away, and the bricks are trying to hide behind the hill. It kind of works. Or if the crab walked this way a little bit, it wouldn't work at all. And there we go. That is basically LCR and Limitless out of the game, and oh dear, Limitless stuck on units, Commander's not getting through, and oh dear. To be honest, he's basically out of the game. His eco is nothing, so even if he got through, I don't see him having any further effect. There goes the face laser into the back of the comm. The comm is not getting away from that. The GC is in range. He dies. All of these units die as well. That might have been able to slow down the GC just a touch, but unlikely. But now it's a moot point. Down here though, the crab is on the way, murdering these guys by the bucket load, and that was an air fight if ever I saw. Was that taking out all the Corsairs? I think it has. Now the crab is free to roam, free to charge on in, and we have Happy. And where is Kronos? They're both right there, and this is just Corsair Central. Might as well send the crab in. Get it done while you can, because you got this coming. GC is on the way, but there is a fat boy having to go back at him. These bombs are going to be coming in, but this is going to be the end of Weird Ed's base. Not even a single PD to try and stop it. Popping out some units, but that's no good. Erectron has built an experimental. That's a fat boy of his own down in the bottom corner. But yeah, this fat boy is probably going to be the only thing that's going to slow this down. That's an SMD. I imagine that was placed long before they knew the GC was coming. Here comes the Corsairs. Huge chunks of health off the GC, but then they all get obliterated afterwards by the total Flak and Redeemers behind all that. They're going to be gone from the sky very shortly. Get another semi-run back onto the GC. It's looking very healthy though. Still got 10,000 health. Down here, crab trying to get on through, meets the monkey, and that's going to be very poor for the monkey. No chance of it surviving. Although, having said that, the Corsairs overhead are a huge advantage, and that fat boy, a pair of fat boys actually, they're rolling on over. They're going to be the tide turners. Crab goes down. Monkey survives. I take that back. Monkey doesn't survive. Either goes down to friendly fire or the bricks. Either way, that is a crab dead, a monkey dead, bricks dying, and so many Corsairs in the sky from Kronos. Weird Ed, well, we don't know where his commander is, all the way back here, and that's a donut. So Putin has not been idle. That's a donut. You kind of want to get that up this way, although having said that, there is a fatty and a defending GC. Where's their GC gone? He's actually changed his direction, ran away, come down here, and he's going to pick up LCR, who's has a gun gone, is under a shield, but that's not going to last all 3 thrips to fuck all. Shield gone, health departing, and that is the end of LCR from this game. Donuts down here, just doing a wee bit of a blinky, killing off some units at range, as it does, because that's what a Tsar is good at. However, I think there's enough air to kill it quite easily. There is some air left over from Putin, and that's basically what it's down to. Not looking too bad though. We have a couple of experimentals here. We've got a Fatboy, we've got a GC, we have a Tsar, which has been picked up by a whole wing of ASF from Arrow, and this is not gonna survive. Maybe second pass, down it goes. Doesn't land on anything, so that's some good placement from there. I take that back, kills off a Sam, but compared to what it could have landed on, would have been much worse. Airwing comes in now from Kronos, going to engage the ACFs from Putin, and that's not looking great there at all. Is over some friendly Sams, of course, so it's going to thin out the numbers of there, but in come the Corsairs. Who are they going for? Well, they're going for Terrari. They're not going for Mythologist, they're going for Putin. Well, Lollipop's there. And what are they going for? The HQ? Power? I don't actually know what they're attacking. I think they're actually going for the P-Gen. It's a curious decision, and it's one that has not worked in the slightest. Corsairs are down, and I don't think they've got a single thing. Oh. Well, if there's no SMD, that's going to be a very bad time. I mean, there was a nuke launcher, and that was 1/3 of the way towards having a boot nuke, but I don't see SMD. Don't see any at all, though Putin seems unconcerned. Maybe I don't see one. Or maybe he thinks the nuke isn't coming for him, but it is. And it's very nearly there. And it's going to land. And it's going to be painful. Who's actually walking into it is Putin. Boom. And actually, I think that got Lollipop as well. That is 2 for 1 nuke. Putin and Lollipop is gone. And Mythologist goes, nah, that's it. Oh, we're done. Nothing left. He decides to have no joy. In come the Corsairs. And they're going to go for Terrari, who's going to try and throw up a shield. I don't know. He's got the eco. Maybe he can get up in time. But realistically, the answer is no. What can I say? At least the civilians have survived. They're back there. They're okay. And gun the strats. That is the end of Terrari. No! His death explosion killed off a bunch of civilians. They're the real winners here. And it is We're Dead, his single solo commander here. Nothing doing. Oh, there we go. There we have it, folks. Completely dominating game from Team 2. Just better pretty much across the entire field. I feel like they're in control. They never really look like they're having any issues. The attack launcher here. Where's it gone? I think it died. I can't see it anymore, but the attack launcher from Lazy Arena just obliterating all the eco in Weird Ed's base. Just like that. All absolutely gone. And just no pressure here. And also from the back, no pressure at the front to help plug these gaps. Run by happened, more interesting things occurred, and it was just not so great. Either way, that is the end of that. These guys have comprehensively won. No dramas for Team 2. Good little game. Alright, let's have a look at the boys and see what they're up to. See if anybody is up for further games. And we have a... oh god. What? Who the hell plays a flat 1 max? I'm not even joking. There are people wanting to play a flat 1 max. I don't get it. Like, why would you bother? It's not even crazy mix, it's literally one mix. You have a massive map, you have a single mass extractor. I don't get it. Never will. It's going to be the slowest, boring start to a game ever. I mean ever. Alrighty. Doesn't look like there's too many other games on just at the stage. I'll just join the chat with the boys. Hello there.
Hey, us.
How are we?
Eh, we're not bad. A flat one mix, really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got no love for himself. He's got
Join
no sort of
Shit, no.
whatsoever.
I can't think of a more boring map.
Well,
Oh,
I
Mint's got you there.
I can think of my 5 minutes.
Well, yeah, but I'm not a map.
And bro, got the
Yeah.
Mate, you got a forehead big enough to play 20 by 20 fucking flat one man. Fucking forehead.
Yeah, and? It's still the most boring fucking map.
Yeah, why are people
I see it every day. It's that fucking boring.
I like that map. I like that map, okay?
Yeah, but some people don't, and it's okay.
Most people don't, and it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Not real life, it's- no one likes
You can
them.
still dog. You can still have anal with each other, okay? Like,
Who loves that type of shit? It's so good.
Blue does like that type of shit. Eh?
God, I can confirm that one.
Who on Discord? Who's Snaggy? SNAGGY.
That's Snaggy.
yeah. His name's Snaggy.
He's snagging chat and he's snagging on Discord.
No, don't kill my T3 HQ. I need the freaking. I need the engineers to get rid of my mass desert. Come on. Bruh. That's not fair.
But it's killing him. Or did that dude fully like control Katie's face?
No full share for you.
Total fuck man, yeah.
I want to see if I can get this tier 3 out. Oh, the Arctic farm.
That's not
Go
proper.
GC.
That's like proper bad sports.
Yeah,
It
go
is.
Cock. What's his name?
Oh.
He's gone
What are you talking about?
Oh man, control Katie's base instead of like, if like getting bullshit.
Yeah. Full share game, control killing your base. Yeah, it's just rude.
I killed his face.
Oh, you did, did you?
You clean
Yeah.
the whole thing up. Oh, yeah.
Well, all of it at once.
No, that's true because he had all the back base too. So that would have been control code. Oh, now you're freaking attacking me, bro? Come on.
Yeah.
How low can you get?
Hackers are losers.
Yeah, pretty low.
I agree. It's definitely a loser. Sorry to tell you that, but you just are.
Why is it? No.
Because
no,
he
he's
uses
not.
tax.
So?
Oh no, he uses the game mechanic.
I apologize for using that game.
Attack you in a second.
Dear oh dear. Watch me get kicked from this lobby, I bet.
There's a blood one there.
If that one makes.
Dumpy, bring your game.
I don't see if that one makes. It's gone.
It's done.
Oh no, did we miss out on joining the flat one makes? What a shame.
Such loss.
Oh, you even left. What's that left? Oh, you've gone up and talking to Snaggy.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, using the game with Snaggy, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
we're
like
doing
Snaggy.
one.
Honestly, I just don't get it. So is your guys' game over?
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Skin there. Alright, I might as well play this quick game then.
What did he just give to me? Oh, yep, cool. I'll take that.
honestly, I think something has happened to my microphone. It seems to be a lot more sensitive than it used to be. I've just muted myself in the Discord so those guys ain't listening to me gabber to you lot in the chat. That's alright. Yeah, I might need to reset some of the settings or redo it. Definitely not behaving the same. Sweet. Yeah, I know that. The thing is, I haven't changed any settings at all to Pony, but it seems to be picking up so much more, and I just don't know what the hell it's done. It's really weird. You guys are funny. Alright, let's see how I'm doing this Cybern. Plenty of reclaim up there I'm going to need to go for. Let's do that.
Oh,
Right.
that's true.
Might as well.
Let the boy get his fucking heart in.
So you got the
Oh, these guys. I think I just want to mute myself to Bingo to. Yeah, we'll get out of that. Yeah, no, it's just strange. I need to test the mic as. Well, I don't know what's happened. None of my settings have changed. Obs the same. My voice meter is the same. Oh, this is laggy. Is it me? No, it's Cardis. It's not me. Yeah, I'm not lagging. I like when I don't lag. Yeah. No, there's, like I said, nothing has changed with my settings between this cast and the last cast. Oh, wait, I'm not behind. Seriously, I'm not behind. Honestly, I'm seeing Xardus go behind. If you think it's me, just I'll leave. There's literally nothing I'm doing. Like, I'm pretty sure it's Cardis. He's shown up as being behind, although the negative suggests that maybe it's me as well. It's probably between me and Cardis. I'll drop out. Readers for those guys. Alright, now let's see. Lower obs, you say? It's not even that loud. Give me a second. So I have a different system for the game. Let's drop into there. That's too much. No, that's picking up damn near everything. That is horrible. I think I just fucked it. Hey, what? It's now playing the speakers through the mic. Ah, shit. Hang on, I'm muting this. Right, sorry about that. No fucking idea how that happened. It's the first time I've had the... I'm sure that was the audio coming through this microphone. Never actually happened before to me. No, maybe it's still doing it. Maybe it's picking up some reverb. I don't know what the hell it's doing. Awful. Righty, let's see then. See if the boys are actually playing.
So yeah, but the thing is though, overall, once they start getting set up, I'm gonna win in the end because I've just got more mexes.
Are you sure?
Guys, I
But
want
yeah, for
yous
you,
all
I couldn't
to-
capitalize
I
on
want you all to
Jesus.
right here again. All of you in here.
which got a
Do
pick.
not listen to what Desert Wolf just said. He is a man.
Yeah, my mic is totally fucking out. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna restart that.
Take advice from him.
I mean, it's somewhat
It
of a
is so
understand.
easy to. It is so easy to steal island. It's not funny.
Yeah, but if you think
That's
about it, it's also
No,
easy to take
give
it
me
back.
that if you think about it.
No, I'm saying I've played enough games to
Ask
know
Moose.
that
Moose
it's
is
easy
a
to take
set
it back.
man. Ask him.
You can either
Probably right.
rush inties, transport, or you can go bomber, transport. It's literally that easy.
Right, let's open this better. We'll have to see and find out.
Or bomb the NGs when they reach there. It's so easy, and if you're
Okay, cool. Sorry about that, folks. I feel like I'm gonna need to fiddle the settings. Anyway, let's find out what these guys are playing.
See, I never lose
Don't
that.
settle
Alright.
for fucking passive behavior.
So,
I'm
what do you?
not passive, but I don't try and take it. I just deny it.
Wait, you're not dead yet.
Don't try and take it, and now you're down 5 mexes, 6 mexes. Because
But
Rock
okay,
Cliff
alright,
Island
but
has 8
go
mexes,
second blue
which
though.
is cool.
Fucking
No, don't give me
Holier
the second.
than
Blah,
thou
blah, blah.
blue. What if you take up all 5 of those maxes T2, and then that island just gets crushed? You know, like, and it's
Rocky's
real.
just
It's
gonna
so
do it
easy.
same that
It's
fast.
so easy. To
Well, it's a risk, isn't it?
What is he on about? Just get 5 2 mexes.
I've literally
Jesus.
never seen you play it.
Mike is still fucking. I'm watching the mic setting.
Free on it the other day.
Blue fucking wrecks like 1600s in sentence. Like
I literally
absolutely
stole the island
destroys.
from Matchery on it the other day on beach. Fucking, but what would I know?
Are we gonna do a map gen?
No, I think you should verse each other in sentence to settle this.
Nah, I'm playing Forza. Horrors. Brum brum. I want my 86.
You reckon? I reckon.
Right, folks, I am sorry, but my mic is picking up absolutely everything. I'm going to have to fully restart this. I'll be right back. I'm going to join the game these guys jump into and when they do host one. Hold on.
Like here, I think.
Oh my god.
No, he doesn't have T3 now. Oh, yes, he does. Yeah, he's got T3.
He does,
His
he's got
biggest
heaps of it.
mistake is he didn't build Raider in the back of his base.
I did. That was one of the first. I built it at the front of my base.
I don't
I knew
know
what was
what
coming.
my
That drop was awesome.
Hmm.
It tied up the whole team for like 2 or 3 minutes.
I feel like I'm being scammed, Steph.
Why? What's happened?
I only have 4 cards.
See what
Okay,
happened
let
is,
will figure out. Can I grab you down?
I go into the kitchen and guess what's on the bench? A packet of cheeses. Naturally, what's someone else.
Okay, nope. Mike still feels fucked. Just have to ask, are the guys I'm in chat with coming through as an echo? Are you hearing them through my mic as well?
I got the gimped slut.
Or is it actually sorted itself out?
Oh, you've already started.
Okay, not tell. Right. Yeah, just join Matri's game.
Millennium, I'm in a millennium.
Oh. Adaptive or normal?
I don't know.
Millennium's gonna be another one of those maps that gets placed there.
Yeah, it might be.
Well, it's not a bad map, comparatively to some other maps, so yeah.
Which one's it?
It's a bit turtly, though. To be
Yeah.
fair.
A wee bit, yeah. I don't know most Lost. Like, I have changed literally 0 settings from the last time I did any kind of cast or stream, and something has just completely fucked it out.
Mirror map from the second mission.
And for some reason, the
Cool adaptation though.
audio from is coming into the microphone and being repeated, and I'm wearing a headset, so there's no actual external audio that should be coming through. Got no fucking idea what's going on.
I'm not have another exam until like
No, I manage my Windows updates. There has been nothing. Absolutely nothing, and it's kind of annoying me, to be honest. Hey, bling, there goes that good old fucking Windows sound. Fuck off. No, absolutely great times. I am going to try and fix something with this. Jesus. Let's see. I mean, we're still going to blame Windows. It's absolutely Windows' fault, 100%. There's no reason that my microphone should be picking up any other audio whatsoever. I don't know. Is what it is. Dear oh dear. Hopefully we get some more guys coming in. It's a wee bit low at the moment.
I think I might watch this one.
Pussy.
If it goes.
I guess that's the question, isn't it? Will it go?
I feel like playing a bit of Siege, so I might do that after eating my chisels.
Oh God, Siege.
No, I've been having fun.
I don't know, maybe it's because I picked up too late, but I could really get into it.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Like, I think it was actually like probably the first Rainbow Six game I played, so, yeah.
Yeah, it was for me too.
Nah, I just couldn't get into it. Nobody could really teach me how to play it, and it's just like,
I do like it that it's just slightly tactical, it's not like armor, where it's just like milsim.
Yeah, no, I did like the idea of it. I like the tactical bit of it, but just, I don't know, whether it's people I was playing with or whatnot, never really.
People the N-word on multiple occasions.
Yeah, welcome to Siege. But yeah.
My mate was playing the new Black Ops, and he said, one guy calls this other dude the N-word, and then he goes, dude, I'm black, and then he just says sorry.
Wait, so he called him that when he was one, and says sorry after. That's nuts.
That is like Black Ops only. That's where you get that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Rigizzle.
Fuck yeah.
Get in, Omni. Fucking join. Make it a 4v4.
Where's Blue? What's Blue doing? Oh, they're racing.
Blue and Stecker.
They're doing things. Actually, you might have a good point there, Lost. Although Discord is separate.
What challenges do I have this week?
I will check that out actually.
5 surveillance cameras.
Might be related.
Oh, I can. That.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll figure it out.
Like glacial blitz.
I do wonder if it's my microphone. Couple of clicks there. Apologies for that noise. Come on, Omni, get in. We'll do a 4v4.
No man, I'm good. That's a speech. That means I'm going to leave. Oh, my mouse has just disappeared for some reason. What?
That's right. We'll get a stick. You can fuck off now.
Oh, I think my faff has crashed. Yep.
Oh, you would do that, wouldn't you?
Oh, which is. Okay, well, so how are we? Doesn't like Reggie either. Jeez.
Just tired.
Fair enough. I had like a 2 hour night earlier.
Hey, 2 hours is good. 4 hours is better.
Agreed.
We're one short or one too many. Take your pick. Hey, how's a noob? Not really noob, is he?
That Reggie renamed.
Maybe?
No. Other.
I've got no idea who these people are.
Oh,
To be in the SNF clan, you'd require to have the word noob in your name.
Right.
What does SNF stand for?
I don't know what the clan is.
South, north first? I don't know.
Aang said it's the most populous, isn't it?
Super noob faction or something. Who knows?
Any of you guys following Sanctuary's development?
Sorry.
Yes.
I'm just. I don't know. I've heard so many mixed things. I'm hopeful. I hope they do pull off what they promised, but
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Sanctuary.
the other renegade.
It looks good.
And Tatsu. Is it Tatsu?
Yeah. No, I say it looks good.
I hope they do well. I don't know. I haven't seen much about it. You know.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright, so let's up and go then. Fergus, are you here?
And Angel was pretty negative about it, but he didn't like the fact that he was using his position for like
Yeah.
advertising.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a fair call.
Yeah, true enough.
Oh, can we re?
Why?
What happened?
He doesn't like his faction or his position. Something.
Yeah, right. You gumpy.
Yeah, I'm so sick of that.
Are you bottom or top?
I don't know.
What faction?
Who cares?
What faction are you?
Oh, no, I'm not. Yay! I just read the situation.
Typical. Freaking typical.
It's because my ultra wide screen when I started funny.
Your face looks funny.
Oh yeah, opposite team. Does someone want to split team?
Yeah. Flip that. Boom. Who else?
This guy.
Enemy.
No, not really. Oh, stupid com walking.
Fergus, are you in chat? Yeah. Okay, I'll come with you.
No. What? Stay here. What are you doing?
I'm gonna
Right.
I'm gonna go with Fergus.
You're not going to the right, it's my spot.
You don't want that.
You go in the middle.
But there's already people.
No, it's you and Boxer. Because S will go left.
You goddamn right.
Okay. If you say.
That's a big lift to go to.
Lava left. Not many.
Not too many.
Is that recon?
Oh, there's a little bit. Not a huge amount. Just a touch. Is lying. Yeah, sure, why not?
What is that? I don't know what that means.
Oh, he's talking about the line, like it's usually a League or Dota thing, isn't it? With like, oh, this is my line, this is where I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jasper. Well, Doctor takes all the maxes and I've only got my 5 core maxes. I don't want to hear no one complaining when I'm not doing it.
Oh, we'll complain, don't worry. It is inevitable.
No, I hope they get to this factory. I feel like that seems like the most.
Yep.
If he doesn't give it to me, I'm going to reclaim it. I'm going to buy that again.
Fair enough.
Is Rich in again? Like in the chat?
Don't know.
I'm gonna bitch about mixes. You need units up there defending them.
Yeah, well, I'm right at the back. Like, I literally have to walk through everyone's base.
You don't have any units to send there. Just juice some, and then you can complain about how far you gotta walk.
Can't produce units without mass.
Everyone else has managed it.
Barely.
I mean, Doctor has like 3 tanks. Why are you not waiting?
Well, you're not what?
Or is fair enough with them?
He'll do that. That's alright. Thought I had some scars coming out of this. That's next.
He landed in front of my comms.
Nah. Anybody got spare E for me?
Who
Yeah. Cute. Just need to finish off my gun upgrade. Almost done. Sweet.
Can I have some E? Stack E?
Oh, that's in the other team.
He is. Oh, stick, you dirty
Oh
bastard.
shit. Okay.
Naughty stat.
Yeah, I know, right?
Sorry guys.
I suspect Sticks on an upgrade for people.
You reckon? What gave it away?
Just a hunch.
Sorry, I need a.
You good at what now? What's he doing? Dunno. Dunno what he's doing. Yay. Alright. Yo. Oopsie, lost radar. Rajizzle. Oh, and stick. Oh dear. And how's the noob control case? Okay. That's a... Why? And Gumpy. Right, okay. That was a complete collapse. I was having a fun little fight against Gumpy. Alright, but my mic is picking up absolutely goddamn everything. Including audio, apparently. Yeah. I might have to drop out early. My mic is absolutely screwing out. It's starting to pick up every noise possible. It's being awful apparently, so yeah. I'll see you guys another night. I do intend to play some more another time when it works, but for now, I'm just going to drop out of this one. Sorry fellas. Early night for me. Alright, we'll see you. Yeah folks, so don't know what's going on with the mic. It seemed to be fine while I was casting, but of course now it's picking up absolutely every noise in the goddamn world. I'm going to have to wrap it up early there, try and sort out what the hell has gone on with my settings, and get this one sorted, because that's just simply not good for you guys. Absolutely poor quality to listen to extra crap running around, so apologies. I will have to drop out, do a short one. I'll be back on Friday. More gaming then, more streams, more casting. We'll see you around. Thanks for hanging around, and apologies that it is cutting short, but yeah, we'll catch you on another time. Take it easy, take care, whatever time zone you're in. Good morning, afternoon, evening, night. See you around.